welcome to the stream. Back once again for another round of Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Hope you're doing well. My game's just loading up. See who we've got here in the stream. Everything just making sure everything is working okay. If this is your first time here, welcome. We have a regular multiplayer, Mass Effect multiplayer live stream every Saturday. I do need to put the poll up actually to see if people prefer it on a Friday. I went to do that last week. I think we're all good. I think we're all live. Who we got here? Spencer's here. Nice to see you, Mr. Spencer. Curtis, Terry, hello, welcome. Wow, that's really loud in my ears. Just turn that down a bit. So, Manning was almost late. Hey there, Chris. Good to see you. I'm going to jump into the Discord chat in a second. I'm just waiting for my Mass Effect 3 to load up here. And then we'll get a game going. Yeah, you might see a few changes around the channel over the next few weeks, I think. Because I'm going to start covering a few other games. The first one went up yesterday. Right, okay, so that's all loaded up. Can I create a match? Do I need to come out again? We'll just double check to see this before I switch over so you can see what I'm doing. Just in case I need to come out of the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Ah, no, it's working fine. It is working fine. Right, okay, let's bring that across and then you should be able to see what I'm seeing. Live. We'll also jump into the Discord chat as well. If you want to come join us in the Discord, you can do. There is a link in the description. Hello, can everybody hear me? Hello? There we go. Fabulous. Right. So that over there, that over there. Who we got going then? Who we got playing? Question is, will he be covering Andromeda? Can't hear this. Well, I can't hear the Discord either myself, so somebody needs to speak.
Can Discord hear me?
I hear Manning. I hear you, Tim.
Okay, wonderful. Can you hear me on stream, though? That's the question.
Well, I have stream muted.
Let me just double check my sound settings.
Yeah, I muted the YouTube stream just so there wasn't like double speak.
Yeah, I got mine.
But I could hear you on both before you switched over.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Craig says we can hear you, so we'll go with that. Right. EA's now being a nightmare. Why?
Yeah, I did that to you, I think, second week.
Just come out of this lobby and see if I can go back into the lobby to try and invite people. I feel like I played more than some others last week, so... Oh, okay, thank you, Manning. Appreciate it. I think there's quite a few people here looking for a game today, so we'll mix it around. We'll try and get as many games as possible.
I could always wait till the end or something if you want to switch around, Tim. So.
You know, if we did all bronze matches, we could probably do like 10.
That is true.
Also, I have a math question for you, Osar, since you're here, that I've been struggling to wrap my head around all week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are people who were born in the 80s who are in their 40s now. And then there are also people who were born in the 90s who are like barely 20. How is that possible when the 80s and 90s are only 10 years apart?
Well, I mean, the 80s is 80 till 89, and the 90s is 90 till 99. So you take a guy from 80 and a guy from 99, and they're almost 20 years apart.
Yeah, but the 80s and 90s are still only 10 years apart. So how am I 40, but there are people from the 90s who are like 24?
Yeah, but
Because you can have up to a 19-year gap.
they're also 10 years long.
No, but the 2 decades are still only 10 years apart.
That's not the point. You have 19 years from the beginning of the 30s to the end of the 90s.
You know, I can't beat a mathematician when he's on bullshit logic, so I'm just not even trying.
You still don't even believe that base 12 is far superior to base 10.
Because it isn't.
There's a reason why our clocks are in base 12 and not base 10. Because do you know what numbers, like 60 minutes in an hour, you can divide 60 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 15, 20, 30, and 60. If you had some base 10 clock that had like 50 minutes in an hour or 100, the amount of ways you could divide it up without using fractions would be like a third of that, probably less.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. But for those people that are watching, EA is playing up. So I've just come out of the game to restart EA app thing. And then hopefully we can invite people into the game.
Is there a topic today while we're waiting?
No, because I had one last week and all we talked about was food. So I haven't bothered this week.
To be fair, your topic last week must have been boring because I don't even remember what it was.
Well, you're the one who started it with the white gravy.
That's not the point.
Yeah, because white gravy is amazing.
Oh god, not again.
I never denied that.
Terry,
I forget if it was Tim or Craig, but someone said it looked like vomit. Maybe it was both of them.
Terry
Did
just
any of
hit
you guys
the
watch that video?
nail on the head here.
The kids are literally calling it vomit, and then 5 seconds later they eat it, and their faces light up. They're like, "This is the best thing I've ever had."
Hey, there we go. Now we're working. Right, you can play because I can see you're in game already. You can play, and you can play.
You know what I think it is? I think, like, as Americans, we take basic food, and then we put so much condiments and just literal excess onto it that, like, when we taste, like, say a steak from like England or Australia or Germany or whatever, it almost feels bland to us just because it isn't covered in 5 pounds of condiments and stuff.
Well, I mean, the biscuits and gravy has half a pound of butter in it, so.
Blimey.
I mean, like, I will admit, I put a lot of effort into cooking and then just immediately drown everything in hot sauce. So then all I can taste is hot sauce.
See, I don't do it that much. And you know, you make a fair point, like, and actually the main condiment is sugar. There's so much sugar in everything. It's an ungodly amount. Like, you get a loaf of bread at the store and the first like 5 ingredients has high fructose corn syrup. It's disgusting. People in America don't know what real food tastes like.
I have heard, I don't know if it's true, but there are Europeans in the chat that when Europeans come to the States and have bread, like, our bread has so much sugar in it that they think it's like cake and not actually bread.
Right,
I don't think I've ever had bread in the States.
You'd probably hate it. Now, if I were to bake you bread, you'd love it because I actually use einkorn. I get einkorn flour from Amazon and I make my own like whole grain bread. The only sugar I use is a tablespoon of honey.
Strength targeting. We'll have some targeting. I'm nearly got another banner. If I can just finish this weapon off, should be able to do it in this stream. Oh, okay. Diana's already playing. Well, that's okay. That's fine. Well, who else is? Go on then, also. We'll get you in for a game, and we've got 2 spots, haven't we? 2 spots. Manning, you want the first one?
I can play if you need. I just didn't boot the game up because I currently only have 1 monitor, so I was just watching the screen or the stream.
Okay. Oh.
But yeah, here I can hop in if you want.
Yeah, you hop in for the first one, and we'll swap out for Curtis on the next one.
If you hear some noise in the background, Tim, I probably might have my fan on here in a minute because it gets pretty warm in this little apartment. So if you hear like a noise, that's my fan running.
I can't hear anything in a minute, Curtis.
Okay, I don't have it on right now, but in case you do, that's what it's going to be. So.
Did you know that fans in South Korea have emergency shutoffs if you forget to turn them off? Because there's like a superstition or an urban legend or whatever you want to call it, that if you fall asleep in a room with a fan on, you'll suffocate.
I never heard that.
I found
That's
I've been
interesting.
to South Korea a couple times. That's definitely a thing, and it kind of blew my mind.
They're like, not stupid people. They have like their science and technology. I mean, Samsung is South Korea. Like, they know, like, that's not real. Just crack a window.
I mean, like Jane Goodall apparently was firmly believed in Bigfoot. So I mean, really smart people, I guess, can believe in really dumb things. I don't know.
I don't know. I always sleep my fan on every night, so even in the wintertime I do it.
I mean,
My thing with Bigfoot is, somebody should have seen it and taken a good enough picture, especially this day and age where everybody has a camera on them.
honestly, it might just be like an escaped gorilla from a zoo that somebody saw at some point and then they just hyped it up unnecessarily much.
Well, I actually know somebody, and she took a video of it with her phone. She's pretty sure it was a UFO, and she showed me, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not a typical airplane because airplanes have flashing lights on them. It's an absolute requirement. All aircraft has flashing lights. It didn't have any flashing lights on it. It's just 3 lights in a triangular shape moving very smoothly.
Well, we didn't have Bigfoots in the Carolinas, but we did have apparently 8-foot-tall lizard men who have been terrorizing the swamps since the mid-80s.
What she saw was Tim trying out his new flying machine.
You probably just saw an Amazon drone, let's be honest.
It was before Amazon drones were a big thing. And you could hear she was like terrified. You could hear her. She was like scared. She's like, didn't know what it was. And I totally believe that she did not have the ability to like fake that because she had been in an accident and had brain damage. She had a hard time learning things. Like otherwise you would have never known she had brain damage.
Are you? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I was really slow for some reason.
Well, like I said, that was Tim's flying machines that she saw. He was out for a night out.
I'm just saying, I believe in aliens more than I believe in Bigfoot. More willing to accept the fact of their existence, let's say. Because let's be honest, just by sheer weight of numbers, like how many stars there are out in the universe, it's incomprehensible.
Oh yeah, we
Even
can't.
if 1%
Yeah.
of 1% had life on it, that's still an uncountable number of civilizations.
The thing to remember though is that even if it does exist, I mean, like depending on where it would be, like there are stars we can see currently, but they're so far away that they're actually dead, and it's just that it takes the light so long to get to us before we can actually see it.
Yeah, we
Thanks
just
for coming,
haven't seen
Spencer.
it happen yet.
But what I will say in defense of Bigfoot is, if it was just like one or two people, then sure. But I mean, like, it's in Michigan and Wisconsin. When like 50,000 million people report seeing a werewolf in rural forests every other month, then that might be more than just like a bear or a big raccoon.
Where is everybody?
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
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 Yep.
Well, Manning, I don't know you heard the legend here in Illinois. There's a thing called a big money monster. You heard that?
I will say, I think probably the funniest meme I ever saw that was discounting the existence of aliens was when, I don't remember who it was or where I read it. It was probably someone read it, but someone was like, "Do you think if aliens actually existed in Area 51, that Donald Trump would have been able to not say it, just talk about it?"
I mean, he's got a point. Honestly, I hated Trump, hated him as a president, hate him as a person, but, you know, honestly, the only bad thing I could say about him is he just couldn't shut his mouth. The Trump presidency were the most productive years of my life.
I could have done without a lot of his tweets, but he did do some good while he was in office, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, let's not go down the old politics route. I prefer talking about aliens, to be fair.
There you go.
Considering you've never seen an Aliens movie, I find that hard to believe.
Oh, you've never seen the Aliens movie? Come on.
No.
He claims to be like this humongous Star Wars like science fiction fan, but he's never seen an Aliens movie and he's never seen an episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, that's just sacrilege for a Brit.
Have you ever watched Stargate SG-1, Tim?
That, I have seen some of those. I like the movies. I wasn't too keen on the series.
I saw a picture, some streamer guy who's way better off than I am posted a picture of his backyard, and he actually has like an embedded pool in the ground of his backyard, and it's shaped like a Stargate.
Does it work?
Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to be found in a drone.
Now, do you believe that type of space shuttle might exist? You know, going through.
I'm with you, Terry. I'd like the aliens to look like Asari.
Oi, oi, oi.
Although, not the Ardok Yashi ones, though, because I would certainly die.
What was the comment Joker made about Tally when he's like, he said something about how you think she looks pretty in her suit, but then like if you took her mask off, it just might be like nothing but tentacles or something?
What year was
Some
I born? I was
people-
born in 81.
Oh, he was talking about the admirals, how they're scary, but you can't pretend they're naked because you don't know what's under there.
I'm kind of like you, Tim. I kind of like the Asari.
Big fan of the Asari.
I definitely do not mind them.
I'll take Tally any day.
See,
I really like Tally, but she just always kind of felt like a little sister, and
Yeah.
not like someone I'd want to sleep with. if that
exactly the
makes
same.
sense.
Yeah, it was a little creepy that you basically meet up with her as a teenager.
It's like, I mean, like, I know Liara is super young, and she's, like, pretty naive, especially in the first game, but she just comes across as more mature.
Well, not so much in the first game.
Yeah, she's like a cheerleader girl.
Yeah, I mean,
Then she
Candy
becomes
was the hardest
ruthless.
in 1.
Liara has some weird shifts. Like, she's that shy cheerleader type in the first game. Then she's like ruthless information broker, and then kind of balances out a little bit in 3.
I think we can all agree that the best romance in the game is Javik, though.
Oh man, I've seen memes of that. I've never actually done it though.
I haven't either.
Tim and Craig and I forget if it was on a stream or a podcast episode, went on like this weird 20-minute rant about what if like the next Mass Effect game was you played as Shepard, Fem Shep, and Javik's kid.
Oh boy. Make that the canon romance. That's even more fan service than the Citadel DLC.
But see, that's why they can make Liara the main canon romance, because both male shepherds and female shepherds can like have a child with her.
I'm still amazed though that how many people, like, I get the reasoning, but I'm still kind of surprised at how many people legitimately despise Liara.
Oh, I'm so glad I can stop using this horrible sniper rifle.
Let's move.
I have a new banner. I have a new banner.
Which rifle is that?
The Crises.
Check fire.
The one
The
is
Turian one.
The Turian one that shoots exploding rounds?
yeah.
It has a cool scope though.
Oh, it's quite a decent sniper rifle, but
It's limited in
try
its
the Batarian.
capabilities.
yeah, there's only about like 4 shots and that's it.
You should try the Batarian sniper rifle. It looks like someone smeared KY jelly all over the lens.
Oh, the shock. I never
It's
could get
hilarious
used to
though, and it's
those.
powerful.
All those rifles with like the delayed shot, I could never get used to those.
Well, the Kai Shock, you can either fire instantly or charge it.
Hey, Greg.
Please stop bragging about it.
The thing with the Kai Shock rifle that always throws me off is the secondary small scope that I swear is never quite on center with the other scope.
I swear I don't know how you're getting your banner so quickly, Tim.
I'm literally just focusing on the like the characters and the weapons that I need.
Yeah, as long as you're just exactly running what you need, you can do it quite fast actually.
You say that, but I've been focusing on collectors for however long now.
But if you focus on collectors whilst doing a pistol thing, you can unlock like 2 or 3 or get
Understood.
2 or 3 achievement things towards your next banner at the same time as doing another one.
Yeah.
The cool thing with pistols is, regardless of which one you use, I feel like if you only use a pistol, it kind of makes me feel like an anime character.
How so?
Well, look how many science fiction anime characters, like, I mean, granted, most of them dual wield, but only use pistols, regardless.
Yeah, but that's because they dual wield, which you just said, but I mean, still. It's like the entire cool factor of pistols if you have to.
No, the cool factor of a pistol is if you have a scope on it.
I'm going to hurt you. Just as you're hurting
It's
me.
kind of like, Ossar, have you ever played the Uncharted games? Like, do you ever get, or I guess it doesn't really have to be Uncharted, it could be anything. But whenever you're playing like a shooting game, do you ever get like the urge to when you're like in cover and there's like a couple guys shooting at you from like 10, 20 feet away? Do you ever get the urge to just like pop out and like run at them and do like some cool John Wick melee kill rather than just sit there and try to shoot them?
Oh, that is the absolute reason why I could never play Borderlands. Because as soon as there were like 2 people, I would just run out and melee because this range shit isn't doing enough. And it turns out that doesn't work in Borderlands.
I guess, Tim, I guess I need to try out different weapons then instead of like, rifle I've been using. So maybe help me out with points, maybe.
But yeah, I mean, the cool characters that use single pistols use it against people with swords.
That's why I liked Bayonetta, because she had the best of both worlds. She had nunchucks that were also guns.
Cue like Shad's 30-minute rants about why nunchucks are bad.
Because I carry a pistol and I'm gonna laugh at you.
You're probably not old enough, but there used to be a very popular D&D webcomic from the early 2000s called 8-Bit Theater, and it was basically just using Final Fantasy 1 sprites in a D&D setting, and the fighter's main goal was to always get sword chucks.
I don't know what happened there, but
I think my biotic explosion stopped it.
oh, thank you.
Because I saw it happening.
Yeah, Tim was almost got slaughtered there.
I did. Let's survive being stabbed through the stomach.
Well, thankfully, I threw my Seeker Swarm, but you had thrown out a Reeve, so I actually detonated your Reeve.
I still
damn.
don't fully understand how you throwing swarms of wasps at me is a biotic attack.
Because they're biotically summoned, I guess. I don't know.
But as long as we're talking about weird weapons, part of me, as much as I've liked the recent EA Star Wars games, I kind of almost wish Ubisoft was allowed to make an Assassin's Creed in Star Wars, because just legitimately, how cool would the Wristblade lightsabers be?
I mean, they could. EA doesn't have Star Wars exclusivity anymore.
Copy
I
that.
thought they still did.
Move out.
I think they either already lost it or they're about to lose it.
Yeah, they lost it quite recently. That's why all that stuff about Quantic Dream. Well, Quantic Dream actually released a trailer for their Star Wars game, and there's like rumors about Ubisoft doing one. It might have only been like a year or something ago now. Although to be honest, I don't think the Quantic Dream game is going to be coming out anytime soon.
There's a turret there, be careful.
Oh, I saw it. I was expecting it when I saw the engineer. Because that's where they put him. They put him right at the bottom of that ramp.
I'm gonna try out that new Star Wars that's coming out this month.
Need clips.
Oh yeah, Jedi Survivor comes out in a few days.
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna download it once it gets released.
To be fair, the customization is pretty impressive. Like, they actually made an effort this time.
I think SMGs need more love, though. Like, no one uses SMGs.
I'm using one right now.
I mean, I am too, but I mean, just in general, the SMG banner is probably the least used banner ever.
The question is, how does Mike feel about SMGs with scopes?
Prime.
I mean, I guess there's also what, only like 8 or 9 SMGs in total anyway. Either.
Yeah, there's only like 3 that are good.
There's the SMG one that was the first one I got.
And the Hornet is clearly the best.
Hornet
Nah,
is
man.
pretty great.
And 7 Hurricane.
The Hurricane is impossible to control. You can shoot like 50 rounds in half a second.
Put it on a Turian, get right up in their face. Because Turians have that passive stability buff.
Yeah, see, that's why
Alright,
I put
this
the
is-
Argus on a Turian. Because you can actually get
Alright,
the
this is
triple
a
headshot with that.
That's why I like it on my Turian Sentinel.
Okay, here's
Oh,
a
don't die
dumb
right
question. What what is an SMG? Is that a different type of weapon?
Submachine gun.
Submachine gun. Okay. I don't think I ever tried any of those.
Eh. Seriously.
They're the guns that if you shoot a Krogan with them in Mass Effect 2, the Krogan says shoot me with a real man's weapon.
Try a real man's weapon.
Krogans are just built differently.
I'm usually pegging him in the face with a mattock.
The objectively best gun in
How
Mass
did
Effect
I
2.
shoot a missile in between the Atlas's legs? That's almost impressive.
My question is, how did it not kill him? Because even if it hit the wall behind him, he's close enough to it, it should have killed him.
He was a little bit down the ramp. Maybe it just really burned him. I don't know. But again, I guess speaking of weapons, how do you think the game should have like taken weapon characteristics like into consideration? Like, I mean, if you see like a 90-pound female Quarian using a Krogan shotgun that weighs half as much as she does that not seem a little bit weird to you?
Seems like more than a little weird.
No, that is perfectly normal. Why do you think that they have the exoskeletons?
Actually, yeah, doesn't Joker ask, or someone I know asks Tali in Mass Effect 1 if she's like part cyborg underneath her suit? Maybe it's an elevator conversation?
Maybe.
I don't know.
You can have those other 2 people come in, Tim. I gotta take my dog out anyway, so.
Okay, no worries. We're going to be here for a bit anyway, so
Yeah.
we'll get you in the next game.
Okay, yeah, he's over here bugging me, wanting me to take him out, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, probably best to.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Also, I forget, do you prefer Chris or Christopher?
Chris is fine.
Okay. But I will say, I would imagine, as a former serviceman, does, like, just how ridiculous some of the guns in the game are, like, kind of impress you? Like, do you wish you could have gotten to use them, like, in real time? Or is it just not really an issue and it's just a video game?
I mean, I think it would be cool to fire some of these if they were real, but that's not going to happen, so.
Okay, Okay, just so you know, Tim, I am just quickly looking at my challenges. Just
Yeah, yeah, no worries. I need to change my character anyway.
Is your current challenge is collectors?
yeah, but Tim was saying about doubling up and trying to do multiple at the same time. So
Oh, okay.
Smart move.
which characters use grenades?
Most of the soldiers, some of the vanguards. Is there a specific kind of grenades, or is this just like a generic grenade thing?
Yeah, it just says grenade damage. So
If you want, I know the Asari Vanguard has lift grenades, and not only do they do a lot of damage and are also biotic and count as biotic attacks if you're also looking for that, she also throws them in groups of 3.
Or the Talon Mug, they have the cane trip mine. That's pretty strong.
Does that count as a grenade? I thought that was separate.
I don't know. It uses grenade charge, so I think it does.
Yeah, well, so does the bow, and the bow counts as a melee attack.
The bow doesn't. No, if you use the charges, it does. Yes, but the bow itself is a melee.
No, that's what I said. The bow is a melee attack. I thought the trip mine just counted as a tech ability.
Well, because the bows, you get your armor piercing arrows and the concussive arrows. Those are just augmenting your melee.
No, I get that. I'm just saying I thought that the trip mine counted as a tech attack and not as a grenade. Because I mean, like, if you put a buff on your armor to, like, say, increase your tech damage by 20% for one match, that doesn't affect grenades, I don't think.
I think I can answer that right now. I'll check the tech mastery requirements.
I mean, grenades are not tech attacks. I'm 98% sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're their own thing. So I'm not seeing cane trip mines, so I'm assuming they're a grenade. They're not in tech mastery. Lift and cluster grenades are not in biotic mastery, so those must have also applied to grenade damage.
But I don't know if it's two separate things, but I use the Asari Vanguard a lot. And if you kill 10 things with only the lift grenades, you get the trigger for the 10 biotic kills badge.
say again, sorry.
So it counts as biotic in terms of getting in-game medals.
Yeah, it's an in-game medal, so I just assumed that also meant it also counted as a biotic. If it's giving me credit, if it's giving me a biotic kills medal, would that also not mean it would count towards the biotics mastery?
You know, I'm pretty close to finishing my combat mastery. I should be able to... Oh, well, that's going to take a long time. I got to get over the cover grabs.
Oh, I've got to get those as well. That's the one I was going to go for.
I got 181 of 250.
I can imagine the two of us just like hiding behind cover, just attacking people.
Do you still need a second with your equipment, Tim?
I've got my equipment. I'm just going to need to get some more Medigel. There we go.
Very well open equipment pack.
Hi, Diana. Sorry, I have seen you there, by the way. Hello. Overgrabs as a pain complete. I've found if you go the Earth map and you go up to that top level with Cerberus, they always seem to hide behind those two boxes that are at either end. So I've been trying to work on getting them to hide behind the boxes, and then you can pull them over and grab them that way.
Oh, the London map?
Yes.
The London map?
Yeah.
If you're trying to do the grabs medal, I personally find the map on either version of the map on Tuchanka to be the easiest. Because, like, literally the entire middle of that map is nothing but half cover.
My recommendation for getting over the cover grabs is use stealth.
Stealth.
Because if they see you coming, if they're behind light cover or a low cover like that where you can grab them and they see you going for it, I swear to God, they like know what's happening and they back off.
How dare they?
See this move or this map.
Okay, so whereabouts is the best spot on this map, do you think? Scanning. Scanning. Yay.
I think he's asleep.
I don't think I've ever seen the power amplifier on the Talon.
I'm pretty sure if you build him a certain way, the Talon is legitimately the highest DPS character in the game, depending on the
it's
equipment you
nasty.
put on him.
Oh yeah, if you're shooting him point blank, that thing is nasty.
It's the submission net that I need, really. And then I've got another banner. And I can't seem to land one. There we go.
Hey Tim,
Yeah.
have you ever made a video of showing? Have you ever made a video of showing how to get your banners on your videos?
No.
Maybe that might be a good topic.
If you're trying to do submission net, I would recommend probably the Batarian Sentinel, because I believe the only other characters that have it are all Vorcha, and they're all super squishy, but he can take a few hits.
Actually, Vorcha have regeneration. Tim, you don't have Bloodlust on. There you
Yeah.
go.
I just realised
Yeah,
that.
they only have regeneration after you kill 3 things, and then only for a certain time.
Yeah, but the cool thing about the Vorcha is you can kill enemies with by any means and you get it. Whereas with the Krogan, you need to get melees to get their Blood Rage for regeneration.
Yeah, or you could just be a Batarian that literally has like 3 times the health and shields of a Vorcha.
Yeah, the Batarian Sentinel is nice too because he's got tech armor, so that's even more protection on top of, higher hit points and shields.
It's blade armor, not tech armor.
You're right. I'm sorry. That is the distinctive fact between the Batarian and other Sentinels. They have blade armor, not tech armor.
Which bit? What about the Vinegard?
If you kill something with blade armor, does that count as a melee kill?
I'm not sure.
It's not a big deal, but I'm kind of just curious now.
I'm curious now.
Yeah, well done. Great. Got him.
Thank you, I did it. I got one.
Now we need like 249 more to go.
There's got to be a good spot for this.
Just keep running. Hit him where you find him.
It sounds daunting, because I know, like, when I first tried to get that, I was like, oh my god, this is going to take me, like, 5 years. But then when you actually, like, pay attention and look for opportunities to grab people, you'll find they pop up a lot more than you think.
You just gotta learn what kinds of cover you can and cannot grab them from. Because there are
And you
some
have to
things where
not be
it's too
against the
wide.
Juggernaut or the Krogan Warlord, because neither of them can even duck into cover.
Yeah, if you can't get to cover, you can't do it.
It's those damn technicalities.
See, look, Craig's using the N7 Hurricane. How awesome is that gun, dude?
Not as good as my M25 Cerberus Hornet, with a level 5 power booster on it. And ultralight material, so I can literally spam my level 6 Incinerate every 2.5 seconds.
Oh, ultralight materials is, like, so redundant. Just don't bring any other weapon.
I literally can throw turrets and spam, and I didn't even bother with Cryoblast, just so I could get level 6 turret and Incinerate, and I can literally spam both of them, like, literally every 1.5 seconds.
One thing I've noticed, once you get like above 150% cooldown bonus, kind of doesn't make much more difference in a lot of things. Especially things that already have rapid cooldown. Like even if you have like a 0%, the turret goes out pretty quick anyways.
That's kind of like I've wondered, and I've never been able to find an answer on Google, and maybe you know. If you have like a super duper heavy damage gun, like say the Geth Javelin, does putting a heavy barrel actually put its damage over like the maximum, or does it just go up to the maximum?
Honestly, I don't even understand their point system for like determining damage, because there are times where I'll blast them in the face and nothing happens anyways.
No, but I mean, like when you look at the javelin in the mod screen, like at the 5 bars or 4 bars or however many there are, the
Its damage is maxed out.
Yeah, the damage one like starts maxed out. So then, if you put a heavy barrel on it, does that do anything extra? Like, can you go above 100%?
I mean, you for sure get the armor piercing effect.
Yeah, but the javelin shoots through walls anyway. You don't need the armor piercing effect.
Well, it shoots through light cover.
Yeah, less damage reduction.
It's not as good as if you put like a piercing mod or the heavy barrel or even ammo.
So if you have any, say if you just, I don't know, pick a random sniper rifle that doesn't normally shoot through walls. If you put a heavy barrel and armor piercing ammo, would they both stack with each other?
The piercing effect, I don't think does. I think it takes the highest armor pierce rating and it goes with that. Honestly, the only way to test that, I think, would be to like do it. Something against like a Geth Juggernaut, see how many shots it takes, you know, with both of those, and then with just one or the other.
Hey, Hollywood guy, nice to see you.
So I learned the hard way, you can't do that over cover attack with the pyro.
No, anything that has armor, you can't.
Ah, pushed the wrong button.
Isn't there a way?
Phantoms also, you cannot.
Sorry.
I said Phantoms, I don't think you can. I've tried a couple of times and I've never succeeded, so I just bug out.
Yeah, but apparently you can also destroy a Phantom sword, and I've literally never seen it happen.
I've probably done it and just not noticed it.
I think that's actually for single player when you have the slow-mo cam.
Oh, is it just single player? That would make sense.
No, I mean, it's probably made for single player, so you can do it in the slow-mo, but it's technically possible in the multiplayer. Just nobody can do it because you need, like, I don't know what kind of reactions you need. But surely
It's
not.
pretty stupid, yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
going to say, is there not a way that if you play as one of the two Cerberus people that have Lash, is there not a way to upgrade Lash so that it ignores armor, or does it only ignore shields or barriers?
Hold on, say that again?
The two Cerberus guys with like the whip things, the Dragoon knockoffs, they both have Lash, and I forget if it's armor or shields and barriers, but there's a way to upgrade Lash where you can still grab enemies even if they have armor or shields or barriers.
It's shields and barriers, yeah. If they have armor, you still can't pick them up.
Anything new in the Dragon Age or Mass Effect world? No, nothing. Or Starfield. I haven't really been following Starfield, to be fair. I'm pretty sure my PC's not going to be able to run it. So I don't really want to get hyped for a game I don't think I'm going to be able to play.
Are you worried at all that Starfield is just going to be Fallout in space?
I wouldn't be that disappointed if it was. I quite like Fallout.
I mean, I like it too, but I mean, like, if the whole game is just like running around collecting space model caps and decorating my space dog, I feel like it might be not bad, but maybe underwhelming.
And then there's no romance in Starfield. Who said that?
Well, there's not really generally quote-unquote romances in any Bethesda games. Like, I know you can get married in Skyrim, but it's not like you can get married and have kids or anything.
You can adopt them.
I mean, in fairness, for having kids, you would need like a significant passage of time.
Well, plenty of that happens when I play Skyrim. For sure.
Yeah. I've been playing Skyrim for about 4 years.
I've
Tim
been
is
playing
actually...
since it came out, so.
Did you know that Tim tries to like portray himself as like this goody two-shoes guy, but he has admitted to me multiple times that in Skyrim he adopts children just so he can be a dick to them.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Every Elder Scrolls game is the same. You either die the hero or live long enough to become the villain.
My current Skyrim playthrough, I'm like level 46 or something, and I haven't even talked to the Greybeards yet. I honestly don't even know what I've done to get that big of a level, but somehow I've achieved it.
You just don't go talk to the Greybeards. I always go at least get the Unrelenting Force shout upgraded, and then I go to the Greybeards. Or I'll go to them and be like, hey, where can I get power?
But as always, if you've never played Skyrim as an Argonian werewolf, have you ever actually really played Skyrim?
Dude, Khajiit werewolf, come on.
No, that's... you can't... No, that's literally just cat dog.
Exactly.
No.
I never played Skyrim, so I have no idea.
Oh man, you're missing out. Oh, Tim, you missed one.
No.
I love the hell out of Skyrim, but I wish there was a way... Actually, there's probably a mod, because there's a mod for everything else. But I wish there was a way you could skip, like, the first half hour, where it's, like, the longest 5-minute horse ride to the place,
Alternate
and then
start.
Alduin comes in, and you could
You
just
know you-
start at Whiterun.
Alternate start.
Yeah,
You can
either
pick to
that,
be anything, yeah.
or you can just like quick save before character creation.
That's true too.
Or you can even normally save before character creation.
Doesn't it autosave right before Hadvar starts listing off names, and then you can it's the file name is prisoner, and then you go and do your character creation?
Yeah, I think so.
When you do actually play that first part of Skyrim, are you all like me and like you pick up literally everything, even though 99% of it is garbage, just so you can get a couple extra gold pieces when you do actually get to Whiterun?
I did that for the first couple of playthroughs until I learned how to really make money.
Yeah, I always min-max my loot, which usually means carrying only light armor because that has the best weight to price ratio outside of gems.
Because I'm all about making money. Like, controversial opinion, but when I play Dragon Age Origins, as a human, like the noble, not a mage, at the end of the castle part of the prologue, right before you meet your dad and you leave with Duncan, I always take all of my mom's weapons and armor off so I can have them to sell in Ostagar, even though that means then I have to watch that cutscene with my mom in her underwear.
I mean, money is so useless in so many of these games. I never buy equipment, anything. I make it usually. If there's a crafting option, I'm gonna make my own armor.
See, Dragon
Yeah,
Age
but
had the
Skyrim-
best monetary system as well. The first one. Because in most games that you play these days, it's gold, and that, you know, or credits, and that's it. Whereas the original Dragon Age, you had like I suppose in your it would be like cents and dollars.
No, you just had bronze, silver, and gold.
Yeah, but you had so many bronze would make a silver, and so many silver would make a gold. Which
Yeah, that's literally the D&D system. 10 coppers equals silver, 10 silvers equals a gold, and 10 golds equals platinum.
I was gutted when they kind of simplified it for like the following games and stuff.
Can you actually get anything for a quarter in America?
5
Copper?
cent candies.
Copper is actually incredibly valuable.
So did Mass
There are
Effect
people-
in 1 you can sell, but in 2, in 3 you can't. I don't know you get more missions, but sell some of the armor to get money. Yeah, the first Mass Effect you can sell everything, can't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Turn it
Like,
into Omni
if you have all the DLCs, like, you basically max your money out 30% of the way through the game.
You can't sell stuff in the others though, can you? You can buy, but you can't sell.
No, you can't sell anything.
Yeah,
Well, because there's no loot.
they convert your.
But they
stuff
did
into
let you.
credit.
I like how the second game, and I forget if the third game had anything similar, but I love how the second game had stuff you could buy that didn't do anything other than just kind of add to the story. Like how you can buy like Space Playboy on Omega.
Yeah, in the Citadel, when you go back in the third one, is there, no, it wasn't that one, never mind. I'm still thinking about the second game. But yeah, you're right. There was the Fornax that you get at Omega. The Citadel had like 2 novels that I like never really read. I don't know if there's even anything to read. I think it's just like a description.
No, you can't read them in the game, but they exist in real life. I own both of them, and you should read them if you like Mass Effect.
Oh, no kidding. They don't have Fornax, do they?
No, but the one thing that always disappointed me was, do you know on the very upstairs level of the Citadel of Zakara Ward in Mass Effect 2, there's like, you can't really interact with them, but you can kind of just listen to them say stuff. The Solarian who sells video games.
Oh, right, yeah. And there's like the chef that's downstairs.
Yeah, but that video game salesman, if you stand there long enough, he'll eventually start saying, like, if you just run by him, you'll only hear like the same 2 or 3 lines. But if you stand there long enough, he'll start saying some really weird things about how there's apparently this like, and my favorite is like how there's apparently this super popular Asari Hanar porn game going around.
I can honestly say I've never stood there long enough.
You should try it. Like, he says some legitimately funny things.
I can honestly understand, or say I don't understand the porn games. There's plenty of real porn for free.
Keep it
Well, I'm
family
sure,
friendly,
I'm sure
guys.
space
Family
visual
friendly.
novels will still exist in 2185. Sorry, Tim.
Keep it family friendly.
Family friendly.
To be fair, the game we're playing is rated M.
Yeah, you performing violent acts on a public channel.
Ah,
That's American society too, in a nutshell.
At least we
Violence
haven't
on
evolved.
TV.
At least we haven't evolved to the point of the Krogan, where like we both love our dogs, but then also eat them, like the Krogan do with the Baron.
Wait, they do?
Yeah, if you read the Codex entry for Varen, it says that the Krogan treat them as both loyal pets and also a food source.
Ugh.
You eat what you can in a hostile world like that. How about the Space Marines from Warhammer 40k? They can eat just about anything.
I mean, they can
And
also
actually-
breathe acid.
Yeah, they could breathe acid, I mean, but they can eat their enemies and get knowledge from them.
Yeah, but they also worship a 40,000-year-old corpse. That's not exactly something I want to be a part of.
Nobody said he was a corpse.
He's technically not dead yet.
I'm happily in the Tau Empire because I'm a heretic and I'm perfectly okay with that because apparently I'm also a space communist.
I've heard that
Well-
that Chaos, is it Chaos Gate? That's supposed to be quite a good game.
Honestly, Chris, if I'm being honest, I'm more surprised that you'd be a Space Marine and not a Chaos Marine. Like, I fully, just the way from, like, we've interacted, I fully, like, expect you to be, like, full on board with Khorne.
Wow. I prefer order, and I'm a stickler for the rules.
More blood for the Blood God.
The other is purpose.
I take it you've not heard of the Chaos Gate then? It's quite surprising. So I thought it'd be something right up your alley if you're into Warhammer.
Honestly, at this point, there's so many Warhammer games, I think it's physically impossible to play them all. And that's just the 40k ones, not the fantasy Warhammer.
Apparently, it's a bit like XCOM.
XCOM aggravates me on so many levels. It's so good, but I hate it so much.
It is ridiculously challenging.
I'm sure it's called Chaos Gate.
It's like, once you reach a certain threshold, you start, like, kind of sweeping through, though.
Most of the time when I play XCOM, I'll have my guy and I'll have a 99% chance to hit something. I'll shoot, I'll miss, I'll somehow hit my teammate on the other side of the map in the head, get a critical, and my turn will end.
Yeah,
I always like putting the jetpacks on my snipers.
Tactical RPG on Steam. I listened to a podcast, and there's a guy that's playing it on this podcast, and he does make it. I mean, I never played any Warhammer stuff at all, but my mate used to paint the little models back when we were kids, but I've never really got into it. But the guy's on this podcast saying that this game sounds awesome. So
if you get into it in real life, like the tabletop version, I'll warn you, it can get quite expensive, but it is thoroughly enjoyable. Just make sure you decide what race you want to play, because there's like 560, and there you need
blimey.
to buy a lot of models to actually build an army. And again, so if you drop like 300 pounds and they're like, oh, now on like an Eldar army, and you're like, oh, now I think the space elves kind of suck and I want to go play Necrons or something. I mean, like, that's a kind of a big waste of money.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that anyway.
Well, you still won't even buy the Lego Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, why would you?
I do want to buy the Lego Death Star, to be fair, but I can't really justify like £400 to my wife on Lego.
Yeah, but could you not do something like take 20 or 30 pounds a paycheck and just set it in a separate account?
I could.
And then in like 2 years, when you have 400, you can be like, oh, now I can get it for free, kind of thing.
Yeah, I could. If I had that resilience not to spend it on guff. Krogan Battlemaster. That's what I need to do next.
Hey, Chris,
Oh, nice. The Sentinel.
do you know what Chaos Space Marines eat for breakfast?
Anything they can eat.
Cornflakes.
Oh, God.
Sari. Which one's the Sari Vanguard? Is that the Adept?
No, that's literally the Asari Vanguard. She's in the
Oh.
the bottom row.
Oh, yeah.
She has charge, lift grenades, and then it's either warp or throw. I forget which one. Or
Oh,
no,
yeah.
maybe it's stasis, actually.
I'm gonna go with her.
Yeah, I
And
play her. I play her every now and then.
should we get you in, Curtis, for this one?
Yeah, I guess you can.
But if anyone's interested in Warhammer and still has access to a PlayStation 2, there's an absolutely phenomenal game called Fire Warrior from 2005 that's usually super cheap online on eBay or Amazon or whatever. Just if you want to get a taste for it.
Asari Huntress. Which one's the Asari Huntress?
That's
the Huntress is the
Sentinel.
Infiltrator.
Ah, right.
Oh, is it? No, it's the Sentinel. I thought the one
No, the
with
Sentinel's the
Annihilation
Valkyrie.
Field. Okay.
Scorpion. I'm gonna have to use a Scorpion with her.
Oh yeah, Asari have an infiltrator. It's like one of the 2.5 people I don't have yet.
Oh, I forgot about. You know, I go by this girl all the time because I play the infiltration unit, the Alliance infiltration unit, like all the time.
In fact, I'm going to be Edie this round. I should change my character anyway, just to be different.
Oh, I got to see how you play your Edie.
I play my Edie a little bit different because I could be wrong, and again, I'm sure you'll correct me. I believe she's the only infiltrator that doesn't get sniper rifle bonuses. She gets bonuses to pistols and shotguns.
In melee.
She does get shotgun bonus, that is true.
It's the melee that I'm interested in because I go full melee with my Edie unit.
Do you also give her the grenade bonus thingy so you can just have like
yeah.
basically unlimited defense matrices?
No, so what I do is I do max duration on my cloak with melee bonus. And hold on a second. It's all melee. I don't do much with the defense matrix because I'm always cloaked. Yeah, so I got 5 ranks in the snap freeze and only 3 in repair matrix.
What?
Okay, just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just gonna figure out my equipment here real fast.
Me and Tim's gonna be twins.
Are you a Sorry Vanguard as well?
Yeah, we're gonna be twins.
All right, that's what I did. For the rank 6 on my tactical cloak, I took the bonus power so you can use your snap freeze while cloaked and you stay cloaked.
Mass Effect 4 needs a crafting table like God of War or better to improve their armor. I've not played God of War, actually. I've heard it's good, though. I should imagine there will be some form of crafting in there. It seems to be in most games these days, isn't it?
I mean, Andromeda had it too, so it wouldn't be too far.
Yeah.
Did you like crafting in Andromeda, by the way?
Not really.
No.
You didn't enjoy being able to, like, instead of just, like, as cool as Omni Blades are, you didn't like the ability to craft, like, Asari katanas and Krogan warhammers and stuff?
I think it was because the UI was so awful. It was quite nice being able to bolt different bits of armor on, and you can have a Ket helmet with a and 7 legs and a. That was a bit weird, but
The thing I didn't like about it is you had to like pick a path. You'd pick one weapon and like stay with that, one set of armor, stay with that.
yeah, there's a lot of. I didn't like the way that they broke the law and.
I don't know. I thought they made it kind of malleable, like as opposed to just being like, I'm a sentinel, I'm a vanguard, I'm a soldier, I'm a whatever. You could basically be like, you want to be an infiltrator that also has biotics? Sure, knock yourself out. You could like literally make whatever you wanted.
Yeah, but that's more to do with how they did the skill system as opposed to the gear system.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, oh, you want to be a vanguard? That's fine. Oh, midway through a fight, oh, I know, I want to be a, just a soldier class now.
I'm always a soldier with pull and overload because overload detonates the pull into a biotic detonation and it takes out shields.
So you're basically a sentinel with a big gun.
Well, to be fair, I do shoot things in the face a lot, so everything else is superfluous.
See, my favorite build is just use 2 tech primers, any 2 tech primers, and then biotic lance, because you can use lance like 100 times if you have enough shields.
Lance is so overpowered.
I don't even think I've ever tried it.
Lance is a bit silly, and I love it.
It's like, I love my Mass Effect 3 main Vanguard, who, like, I took Flare as my bonus power. So it's basically, he has like a super duper heavy shotgun, but I managed to get still the 200% weight bonus. And so all I do is just charge shotguns, fire and cryo, a mix of fire and cryo ammo, flare, shockwave, and a couple and Nova. So like every combat situation I'm in is basically like an unrecognizable cluster of colors and noises.
Need ammo.
Aha!
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize you were going for that one. You know what's funny though is I was actually going round that way to melee him, but on my screen he glitched and was actually on the other side.
Oh, blimey.
Watch it.
Oh my god, can you just stay in cover, please? Stay in cover.
I like that biotic explosion. Freeze them and then charge them.
Check fire.
Chris would absolutely hate the way I play this character.
Come on, come on. I'll run off.
Grab 'em. Told you, man. They see it coming and they leave. And now he knows you're trying.
Got him. Aim for the floor.
Talon is a really underrated pistol.
I said like a dozen times now how nasty it is.
That's the gun.
Talon is like a shotgun pistol.
I was just gonna say, I know there's obviously nothing specifically like the Talon in real life, but do like shotgun pistols, is that a thing in the military?
They're a felony. Cannot have because shotguns are a smoothbore. Smoothbore pistols are a felony.
I did not know that.
It's a good thing I did.
But are they like felonies, or are they like if you're a civilian it's a felony, but if you're in the military you can have one?
No, they don't exist. I actually think they're war crimes under NATO. They're like seriously not good. The fact that it's smoothbore. Think about old school flintlock pistols, just the round lead ball through smoothbore. How accurate were they? That's the reasoning behind why they're so illegal, and it makes perfect sense. But as a shotgun in the United States, if you have a shotgun barrel under 18 inches, that's a felony.
Acknowledged.
See, that's the weird thing though. Okay, so like I own 2 shotguns, and my 12 gauge is just like normal standard buckshot. But I have a 10 gauge that has solid slugs, and like it's literally like the railgun from Quake 2. So how is a shotgun pistol illegal, but I can literally own a video game railgun?
Well, because that 10 gauge shotgun is meant to hunt large game like Kodiak bear.
Yeah, but it's still basically a railgun.
Yeah, there's no denying that's insane. I would not want to be on the receiving end of a 10 gauge slug.
I would not
Don't
want to be on
realize.
the receiving end of any gun, to be honest.
No, definitely not.
No, but I mean, like, there's guns and then there's guns. Like, Reagan survived getting shot in the head with a 22, and apparently until he got to the hospital, he didn't even know he'd been shot.
Yeah, 22s are weak. But there is the American, what is it, the 180? It's a rapid fire 22. Just throws a lot of lead down range, is all it does.
Ow. Can't status a dragoon. Aim at the floor with the... Oh, okay.
You want a railgun though? 700 Nitro Express. It's an elephant gun.
Hang on.
Have you seen the original 1990s Tremors movie?
Yes. That's what
that
they
not
used
what-
to kill it.
I was gonna say, is that not the gun that Bert Gummer uses to kill the thing when it crashes through his wall?
Yeah, that's the one that he ultimately had to resort to.
1 second.
There are videos of people trying to fire this thing, and it basically almost knocking them off their feet. People who are inexperienced with it should not handle it.
Oh, I'm getting sniped from somewhere.
That reminds me kind of like when I went to Vegas, I was disappointed because I couldn't indoor skydive because I weighed more than 250 pounds. But then when we went to the shooting range, I was the only one who could shoot the Desert Eagle because I was the only person who weighed more than 200 pounds. And
didn't
also,
hear
I
all
will
that,
say,
what?
as someone who has very limited experience with it, as popular as it is as a gun in video games, a Desert Eagle feels like it would be extremely impractical in actual field use.
Yeah, they're painful.
With the Scorpion, when enemies are far, shoot the grenades near them. And you get like, oh, okay.
Well, the Scorpion shoots exploding things, so you don't even have to hit the enemy. As long as you stick it to a wall, if they're near it when it blows up, it'll do damage.
Yeah, it's like it's a limited proximity or limited time proximity mine when it hits a wall. Like you just saw, it was there for like 3 to 5 seconds or something, and then it popped. But if somebody walks by it, it blows up.
They just pop.
I would imagine that actually physically getting, like over and above how much getting shot with any gun would suck, getting shot with a Scorpion I almost feel like would be worse, because you'd see it like sticking into you and you'd have like 3 seconds to realize, oh crap, this is not going to end well.
I mean, the first time it's used, or like one of the sticky bomb guns is used on Sarkesh by the Salarian Commando. Like you see the Cerberus guy who's getting shot like panicking.
Yeah, he's like, oh crap. They look at it like kind of confused for a second.
Thank you.
Almost died here. Good save.
Yeah, there's a turret down here, 2 of them.
I should have really shot the floor there, I think.
Yeah, getting Guardians is hard.
I can't get to you.
Cut it out!
I didn't realize we got 3 Asaris in this game.
Got it!
That's why you're all
Great
dying.
fraternity.
Jim has plenty of eye candy to look at.
Who was that? Ah, come on.
I killed her fast, half a second too slow, sorry.
Didn't even see where she came from.
That's why I like to keep running all the time, because then they can't do that.
Well, I tried to run, they got me again. Thank you. Hello.
What's the Kishok harpoon gun like? Is it a nightmare to use?
Oh no.
It's a charge up sniper rifle. Like I said, I could never get good at it.
It's weird, it's wonky to get used to, but once you're used to it, it's supremely deadly. It's like, instead of shooting bullets, it literally fires like actual harpoons.
It does do some nasty damage. I've seen people rock with it. Oh, there you go, Craig.
It's like, have you played Red Dead Redemption 2, Tim?
Yeah.
Like, you know how that control scheme, if you're used to other games, kind of takes some getting used to? That's how that gun is. Like, you're gonna suck with it for like the first 5 or 6 matches, but once you get used to how it works, it's lethal.
Oh, okay. I need it for my resurgence banner.
Cool thing about it too, I think it does bleed damage.
Krogan Battlemaster with the Kishok harpoon gun.
Battlemaster, is that the adept?
No, the Adept's the Shaman. I think the Battlemaster's the Vanguard.
It just says Krogan Vanguard. But yeah, you're right. The adept is the shaman.
I literally have no idea where I was getting shot from for like half of that round.
Me.
Like this gun I got.
Tim, you're moving up in the world. You're getting ads.
Ah, sorry.
Oh no. That was coming.
I was messing around with that earlier, and I meant to turn it off.
Hang tight.
Do you not get money from it?
I'm hit.
Oh, that dang phantom got me. Stuck out of nowhere.
Is it just me, or can you sometimes not see the phantoms when they fire their disruptor glove? Because I swear sometimes I just get hit and I don't even see them charge it.
Disruptor glove. They have talents.
Yeah, but they can
I
also
see that
take you
one coming.
down with their, like, the glove thingy Kai Lang has. I'm pretty sure, at least.
I didn't hear her coming. She got me right behind me. Matter of fact, I didn't see her in that area until it's too late.
Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, I'm not used to shooting at the floor.
Trying to get to you, Tim. Try to. Okay.
Or is, thank you.
Ah!
Alright, so the soldier is the berserker.
Oh my god.
Hang tight. Now close. Got it.
Ah, what's going on?
We need the tank thing. What's going on? We're all too swift.
Oh, there's the thingy there.
Ah! Diana, we need you.
Man, you guys are having a bad day.
Oh, there's one there and all.
Well, I'm using the wrong gun.
You gotta kill the engineers first.
Stop.
I tried. The turret got me.
Actually, that's an interesting question too then, Chris. Whatever a Cerberus turret is, if there was like a real world version of it, would that also be a felony?
I don't know about
Running low.
autonomous mechanical guns.
Because I mean, most of the time, like when you do like a drone strike or something, it's unmanned, like it's a UAV, but it's still controlled by someone. If you had like a fully sentient turret, would that be illegal?
I don't know. Are AI illegal?
I mean, isn't that
I
what
hope
like
not.
just anti-aircraft is? Like, isn't anti-aircraft just a computer shooting?
More or less, yes, but the orders have to come down from someone.
The worry that Manning is trying to find a loophole for when he inevitably builds his drone.
Oh, you're still alive.
Okay, now for the ultimate question: if Fallout's Fat Man was real, would that be legal?
No. Not for civilian use for sure, but the military would have it. They actually tried making something, a short-range nuke like that. It's called the Davy Crockett. It was meant to be a shoulder-fired nuclear missile.
Why?
Because America.
Because why not?
Well done,
Because
Craig.
it goes like every piece of common sense in my body.
It had a yield of 2 kilotons. Think about that. A shoulder-fired weapon had a yield of 2 kilotons.
Power supply low. Recommend additional teammates in proximity. Low power. Recommend additional power from Omni tools. Assisting friendly.
Never forget, Osar, that we are also the country that invented deep-fried butter. Nothing is out of reach of America.
Well, we invented the atom bomb.
I think we.
Yeah, but
I think that
you
says it
can't
all.
eat the atom bomb, but you can eat deep-fried butter.
But you can annihilate cities. And they did it, and it's disgusting.
But that doesn't put food on the table.
No, it takes it away.
I think we invented deep-fried Mars bars.
We deep-fried
what?
orange. Well, hell, in the South, we
I
deep-fried
got you, Tim.
everything.
So, Tim, never take your attention away from a phantom, even if she's stunned. She's gonna get back up.
Oh, run away, run away, run away.
There's Tim Severt saying, "Run away." Hey, that would be your new T-shirt there, Tim.
Let's go.
Yes, Manny, you are correct. The Krogan Battle Master is the Vanguard.
Yeah, I just knew the shaman
Understood.
was the adept.
Go, go,
So,
go!
I don't know. I guess
Yeah, the Soldier and the Sentinel are Berserkers.
Stop!
I had actually never created characters for those classes. I got a bunch that are still new.
Running low! Lost shields!
Thank you.
you know, they're not as fast as phantoms, but dragoons are deceptively quick.
Yeah, they are, yeah. And
They're
they're
super
quite
fast, yeah.
quite deadly and all. They hit you with those whip things.
They're fast and they're armored, so they're resisting damage. They get right up in your face and they disrupt you.
Oh no!
They got me. Atlas stepped on me.
It's at this point that I regretting that this character has not a single point in tactical cloak.
Oh man, cloak is your lifeline.
Oh, no.
I don't think the ED unit has a lot of health.
Well, what I did was I maxed my snap freeze to do maximum damage, and then did my defense matrix to boost my speed, and then to the max, and then did pistol shotgun bonuses. So basically, I always play her with what are they called? Alacrity or whatever the mods are that make you move faster. Basically, when she has that, like her abilities plus that, plus when I turn defense matrix on, she's literally so fast that she's almost impossible to control.
You want to do another round, Tim, or
If we can get Diana back in and Chris, because they've missed a couple of games.
all right? I'll go ahead and step out then and add them back in.
I'm happy to step out if need be.
Okay, I already stepped out.
Thank you, Curtis.
You're welcome.
Thank you, guys. So do I not need to step out? Does anyone else join in?
Are you right to sit this one out, Manning?
Well, there's only 3 of us right now anyway, isn't there, or am I missing someone?
Yeah, there's Diana, Curtis. Sorry,
yeah, I
Diana,
can sit
Chris,
out for
and
sure.
I think also I'll probably wait for another round. If we doesn't mind wait for the next one.
No, I can do the next one too.
I'm happy to leave as well.
I already quit the lobby.
Yeah, we'll get Ulsar in the next game.
Right. Thanks.
So am I coming back then, or staying out?
If you stay out for this one, and then we'll get you back in for
Okay.
the next one.
I'll step out in the next one.
Yeah, I picked a lousy gun on that round.
Right, I'm gonna switch it up again. You said the Krogan battle
Vanguard.
Vanguard.
The
The
Vanguard.
Battle
the
Master is the Vanguard.
charge barrier. That's pretty much the same as what the Sara's got then.
Actually, while he's looking, Chris, I'm just looking at my own equipment on my Edie character. I mean, like, it's completely hilarious if you read the description of the gun, but I love that the Cerberus Eviscerator specifically says that it's a, quote, war crime to use, because instead of, like, standard buckshot, it basically fires miniature saw blades. Like, if that existed in real life, would that be, like, a pretty bad thing?
Yeah, probably. So there's a type of ammunition called the RIP round. People call it the rest in peace, but it's the radically invasive projectile. It has these like 6 fins that break off and scatter, and the cork keeps going. And in a couple of states here, it's considered premeditated murder if you shoot someone with it.
Well, wouldn't shooting anyone with anything be at least attempted murder?
No, it depends on the situation. If somebody pulls a knife on me and demands my wallet, I'm gonna pull out my pistol and shoot him. And in New Hampshire, will be totally illegal, or not totally. It will be totally legal. Like,
No, I know. I mean, like that's like your stand your
but,
that's like the stand your ground rule. Like, I get that.
oh, we have castle doctrine in New Hampshire.
Tim, can you
Live free or
re-invite me?
die.
I kind of lost connection.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry.
Police have a saying in this state: "Dead men tell no tales."
Is that like the police version of when I see criminals in cliche bad guy movies say 3 people can keep a secret when 2 of them are dead?
Yes.
It's a bit extreme.
But think about it. I live in a state where 7 out of 10 residents own firearms. And there is more gun violence in the city of Lawrence, Massachusetts alone, which is bordering New Hampshire, than in the entire state of New Hampshire.
No, and I believe it. There's a lot of quote-unquote red states where everyone has guns are some of the safest places in the country.
People don't mess around here. Like, there's a 50-50 chance that whoever you encounter is carrying a firearm on them at that point. And you look around and there are a lot of veterans like myself, and we don't screw around.
No, and beyond that, even if you were some kind of ne'er-do-well, just the fact that you know that 70% of the population does have a gun, that's going to make you not try to rob someone with a knife.
Well, you gotta have balls anyways, no matter what you're wielding.
Yeah, we don't.
Because for all you know, somebody's got something bigger.
We don't need to have the gun control argument again.
I was reading for you, Craig. Sorry.
Oh,
I wasn't sure if you were ready.
I'm not sure if I'm ready, but we'll find out.
We got this.
Yeah, you guys got Diana. She can help. She'll save the day.
Oh, it's Reapers.
Oh, definitely.
yes.
Reapers are my speciality.
Oh, we should have put it on collectors for you.
You're gonna make me cry.
I am crying a little inside. That's alright, me and Diana did a game of collectors. So satiated my. Oh, actually, we got collectors, haven't we? Or is that? That's Reapers, isn't it? It's just a cannibal.
Ah, I can't move now, look. Now pull the trigger down.
It's like every time I see a cannibal, I briefly for a second think, is that a collector?
When you're in any multiplayer game and one of the 4 people is playing as the Awakened Collector, even if you're doing like Cerberus or Geth or whatever, you for a half a second always like, wait, do I shoot this person? Even if they're like fluorescent, you're like, wait, that's a collector, do I shoot it?
I always want to.
Okay, so Chris, since you're the Mass Effect multiplayer guru, how much of a difference do you think there is between 153% power recharge speed and 66?
Like, probably minuscule. Like,
okay,
in
so
reality,
the damage I'd be giving up would not be worth the half a second I get back.
I mean, if a half a second. I think it also depends on the abilities. Like, if you have abilities that have long cooldown, I mean, things with short cooldowns, they're going to be quick no matter what. But I think after you break 150%, the only things that really benefit are things that have really long cooldowns anyways.
Yeah, like the Awakened Collector, for example. He has pretty long cooldowns.
I mean, I'm just saying, I really, like, I can more than double my cooldown speed on my EV if I take the heavy barrel and heavy off of both my pistol and my shotgun and replace them with just the standard piercing mods that do no damage boost. But, I mean, like, Defense Matrix I can just use whenever. It's essentially a, quote, grenade. But the only other thing I ever do is just spam snap freeze.
So what are you using for a shotgun?
I have a Talon with ultralight materials, and then my shotgun is an Eviscerator, also with ultralight materials. And I'm just basically debating if I should put the heavy barrels that do piercing and damage, but also make them heavier, or just do the mods that just do piercing, but the weight stays the same.
If I'm going to be totally honest with you, if you are focusing that much on weapons, you are missing a lot of what makes the EV unit great. Have you ever, like, so you do the Death Juggernaut and the Krogan Warlord. Like, how heavy into melee are you with other characters?
I mean, a lot of them. My N7 Shadow, like, you can blow on her and knock her down, but she can kill you in almost anything in one hit. The same thing with my Talon Mercenary. I'm trying to think what other super melee heavy characters. I don't. Oh, my the Kai Lang character, the Vanguard, the Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those two work. So let's use those as an analog. So, like, say you cloak with your N7 Shadow, and you run up and you do your heavy melee. She takes that second to, like, swing her sword, and it takes a second, right? Leaves you very vulnerable, right? So the ED unit is awesome because when you're, like, running around and you do the heavy melee, it's very rapid. She just comes in, she does a quick uppercut, and then she's ready to go again. You can throw out those heavy melees very rapidly. So a lot of the times, I'll run in, I'll always be cloaked. I'll run in cloaked, I'll hit him with a heavy melee, and I'll sometimes get 2 or 3 melee kills in again before they even turn around and start shooting at me. By then, my cloak has cooled down, I cloak out and bug out.
See, but, like, the thing is, again, with my N7 Shadow, I don't use cloak at all. I use the electrical slash because that's quote-unquote crowd clearing, so I don't get surrounded, and then just spam Shadow Strike because I kept her at plus 200%, so I can use it like every 2 seconds, and then just run around at super fast speeds and just slash things. It's like the regular melee attack is, I mean, even without the cloak bonus, if you put the hydraulic joints as your equipment and add bonuses, you can just be ridiculous either way.
So I don't like the Shadow Strike. I never even use it when I do play that character because, like, sometimes it just doesn't even work. But once you do that one swing, because it takes so long, by the time you're done with it, everything is on you. So you're very vulnerable when you use it.
The thing I like about Shadow Strike is you can almost use it as, like, if you've ever played a fantasy role-playing game, like a blink spell, where, like, if there's something big on you, you can just use it to, like, literally teleport halfway across the map to just hit a husk and then, like, take a second to recover.
I mean, if you're going for the fantasy factor and not the efficiency factor, I can't help you there. I can help you with your efficiency.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, it's like, do you not find that half the time when you turn cloak on, you're just automatically still shot in the back anyway?
If they're already focused on you and you cloak out, it does take a couple of seconds, you know. I mean, yeah, especially in higher difficulty. They're not all that dumb. They'll be like, okay, I know you're there, because it's like you can see the hunters, right? But sometimes I feel like that same thing does apply, like they do know you're there. But for the majority of it, like, if they don't know that you're there and you cloak out, nothing knows you're there. That's why as soon as the wave starts, I cloak, because there's nothing that can be seen.
Oh, damn it. I love it when I screw them.
Tim, whatever fire thing you're doing, keep doing it. Fire explosions are so good against Reapers.
Let's go
Because
pop.
everything has armor.
Doesn't fire damage do extra damage against unarmored organic targets too? Or am I on
Yes.
track?
Well, it puts on a burning effect on them. That's why it does so much more damage. But yeah, it's effective against, you know, just organic targets and armor.
Yeah, but I'm just so just things with red health bars.
Right. And burn damage is always good to have.
Oh my god.
Well, get in here, Craig.
I'm trying to. The minute I wake up, there's the fucking... What is it? The bug things that fire ridiculous. I can't even think about
Oh, you're
what
a
they are.
Drell. Oh, the Swarmers. Drell are kind of squishy. You need to rely on your mobility, your acrobatics.
I can't be mobile if I go down every second.
Can I just acknowledge how Craig made fun of us about 20 minutes ago for how unfriendly we were, and then he just literally dropped an F-bomb?
Did I?
I've been suppressing it as hard as I can.
I apologize.
I didn't
cannot.
catch it.
It is physically
care.
impossible for me.
Something I said to a new medic. These infantry guys don't understand you if you don't drop the F-bomb at least twice.
Come towards me while I'm in cover. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, lambs to the slaughter.
Oh, yes.
Shoot them in the face. Their face is center mass.
Aren't you trained in the military to aim for the torso, though?
Center mass, yeah. But everything is there. Your heart, your lungs, everything.
Unless you're 50 Cent, and then you're just invincible. Because I'm pretty sure he's been shot 456 times and is still perfectly fine.
That's what he says. It was like 9.
I know that Anna doesn't like it when I revive myself when she's right there, but like, I feel embarrassed when I die so easily.
Does your Drell at least have cool earrings like Thane?
I don't think he does. Like his red super. Like his one red super.
It took me a while to notice in the actual campaign, just because like Thane doesn't really have like quote unquote ears. I mean, he does have ears, but they're not like human ears. And he does have like that head fringe thingy. So for the longest time I didn't even realize they were earrings, but he has like 5 or 6 or 7 piercings.
They're frill rings.
I didn't even notice. Imagine the developers in the concept art stage just being like, right, we're going to develop these earrings and people are going to absolutely love them. And it's going to be such a key feature of his personality.
It's all about the little details.
I like it when they pay attention to the little things.
Well, that's like I was mentioning in the Discord the other day. Some of my favorite things in the Mass Effect universe, or any game universe really, are like the really itty-bitty tiny things that people put in just to make the world feel lived in and real, that 99.99% of people don't even notice. It's like I said, like, did you know that on average, one out of every 10,000 Asari will have teal skin? Or do you know the reason why a lot of people call Varyd fish dogs? I mean, just little anecdotal stuff like that. It's just, at least I personally find it really cool.
Have you guys heard what the alien races' native languages sound like?
Nope, nope, that's Diana.
I've heard a video. I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of.
A friend literally
Turians
just
sound
sent me
really weird. That I know.
Yeah, I literally, my friend sent me a link, and it's pretty disturbing, to be honest. Like, they all sound so, it looks so unusual, it sounds so unusual, and obviously you're used to them sounding a certain way.
Yeah, but that's like when you play SWTOR and you listen to an Authorian or a Hut or something. Like, there's obviously subtitles, but does it really sound any different than that?
I mean, they don't sound like parrots. I'm getting a bit tired of that.
Speaking of huts, is it weird to say that I am 100% in the world the most not racist person in the world, but I do not trust a single hut in the Old Republic?
Well, for good reason.
Yeah.
I mean, in
They
fairness,
kind
we
of-
do not have the best track record.
Yeah. I think there's only one in the Old Republic you can actually
Dr. Ogarab.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few you can spare, but just because you spare them doesn't mean you trust them.
Yeah, but Dr. Ogarov actually is a nice guy.
Oh, there's an exception to every rule.
Well, his only concern is technological advancement. And I can get behind that.
You mean like
I
the
mean,
guy in that...
depending on what you do, of course. Let's not expose people to corrosive chemicals just to see how the wounds heal.
But if it advances medical science and saves lives in the future?
I know you don't mean it. Stop sabotaging me.
We can create artificial tissue that works the same.
I mean, it's kind of a little bit the same way Cerberus is in Mass Effect. Like, the reason they can be such a small organization but still be able to compete on a galactic stage with, like, full-fledged, gigantic, like, galaxy-spanning governments is because their, quote, by any means necessary way they do things means they have equipment and technology and medical stuff that's far, far more advanced than anything else like that even the Solarians have.
Yeah, almost like if you can do illegal stuff, you're going to get the best stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
but
the
it
rules.
works.
No, but it's like, I mean, look at Sanctuary. It was brutal, but they did it. And if it had saved humanity, I think we all would agree it would have been worth it.
What did it really do? They controlled husks.
Yeah, but they were like, they said Henry in that cutscene, Henry says to the Elusive Man that it would be a big undertaking, but they could extrapolate it to control actual Reapers. And if the alternative is everyone goes extinct, then I'll go with the icky option.
But the Elusive Man was 100% convinced that he was the only one who could actually do it, and he 100% could not because he was indoctrinated. The Catalyst even said as much. He could never take control.
No, but he was on the right path. He was 100% correct. He needed 6 more months, kind of thing.
I mean,
No,
Kind
he
of
needed to not be indoctrinated.
Yeah, but the
It
fact...
doesn't matter. Even if he completely perfected it, as soon as he tried, he would have failed. So it's a totally moot point.
No, it's not, because what I'm saying is, like, the whole reason he got indoctrinated in the first place and has, like, his blue eyes is because of that explosion when he was with, what's his name, Arterius? Whoever Saren's brother was, when Ben Hislop and Eva Kore died. And that's how he knew what the Reapers were in the first place. He was able to do everything with Shepard and set everything in motion to set up a proper defense. Like, Cerberus, whatever you think of them, saved humanity, no matter what outcome, whichever one of the 3 endings you pick.
All right, so let me put it to you this way: if Elusive Man did actually realize, oh, I can't actually take control, but we have the technology, do you think he would actually give it to the rest of humanity for them to use so that it could actually work?
I think he cared
Would he
enough about
still be-
humanity that he would have.
No, I think he's still stuck in his delusions and he's never going to change.
His dying line is when he looks at Earth and says, "It's perfect, and I wish you could see it the way I do."
Well, that's if you fail the interrupts. And he doesn't kill himself.
No, but that's like
At
he's still
that point, he's
even
free
at the
from the
very end, he was
indoctrination.
still able to resist a little bit, and he was able to resist enough.
Let go. Because he was dead anyways, so they let go. It's like, what does it matter now?
No, because if the Reapers really wanted to win, they would have kept control then, so Shepard couldn't have killed him. He would have shot Shepard before Shepard could shoot him.
But it was the same thing with Saren, right? Like, the Reapers could only keep Saren alive because he was augmented. The Elusive Man, like, sure, he had a few upgrades, but not something as substantial as Saren.
And it was his, recreation of their technology, so...
Oh, I know. I mean, and it's exactly like Ossar just said. It's the Elusive Man, even at the very end when he was, like, full gone, he still didn't have, like, pipes and tubes coming out of him all over the place like Saren did.
Yeah, he did. Did you not look at his neck?
No, well, he had substantial stuff, but you could still look at him and be like, that's a human. It's a messed up human, but that's still a human.
Saren looked
Yeah.
like a Turian.
Saren was basically Darth Vader.
Kinda was. But back to Sanctuary, like, he wouldn't have needed, like, 3 months. He would have needed thousands upon thousands of years to actually, like, reasonably achieve what he would have wanted. Due to how much more advanced, like, a Reaper is over a Husk.
No, but I mean, like, would he have, though? Because, like, the Alliance and Council both abandoned Shepard for dead, and Cerberus took, like, a pile of meat scraped off the pavement and brought it back as a functioning person in 2 years.
Soldiers accept that they die. I would not want to be revived.
Why not? Sounds sick.
Yeah, or just, like, as another contemporary example, look at Adam Jensen in the Deus Ex games.
No,
I
you
wouldn't
stay
want to
down.
deal with the trauma.
Yeah, I've left now anyway because I'll make room for somebody else.
We'll have one more silver match, and then we'll do a bronze match, and I'll bring Curtis in on the bronze match.
So do I not need to step out? Hello?
No, yeah, you can stay.
Oh, okay.
Are you familiar with the Deus Ex games, Chris?
I've heard of them. I never played them, no.
Okay, so basically, like, if cool cybernetic eyeballs that could let you see through walls, or robot arms that could let you, like, punch through buildings, if those were just, like, as commonplace as going to get, like, a facelift, would that ever be something you'd want, or would you not want any, like, technology or machinery or anything in your body?
I mean, I never really considered it because it's not reality.
No, but it's an interesting thought experiment.
Hey there, Random. Good to see you.
I mean, to be fair, how far is it really off of becoming reality?
Not very. They already have mechanical prosthetics that are controlled by nerve impulses.
That's pretty cool.
I think it was Germany, but there was a guy, it's still, like, in the super duper infancy stages, but a guy took stem cells from deep sea anglerfish and put them in his own eyes, and he did something else chemically to them. But anyway, long story short, the whites of his eyes turned black, but he can see better in pitch black than most people can see in broad daylight.
I mean, I'd have to check the veracity of that.
There was a video, like I
I
said,
do know there's crazy things you can do with stem cells because stem cells are designed to become anything.
No, I know. So, like I said, it's been a couple of years since I saw the video, but what he did is he went out into the middle of a forest in the middle of the night. It was completely black, and 10 of his buddies all ran off about 50 yards, and they were kind of in the open, but kind of not, like they were half covered, and he found all 10 of them in about, like, 6 seconds. I mean, it was pretty impressive to watch.
I mean, I'm totally interested in that
Alright.
kind of thing.
The game's full, so I think I'm going to step out for the evening.
Okay.
Oh, sorry
but
about that,
I
man.
don't know.
I'm gonna
I
say,
can hop out if you want to have one more, Craig.
No, I'm alright. Don't worry about it. I might join Diana for something after the stream if you want to tag along. But
so I'm gonna have a bronze match after this. So if you want to hop back in for that one,
I can do.
we'll stick it
There's a
on.
couple of things I need to do anyway, but it will, can
Yeah.
do.
We'll do that.
See.
We'll stick it on. What's are you still on collectors?
Am I still on collectors?
Yeah.
We're on
No, the
Random
enemy
right
says
now.
it.
Well, I'm certainly still on the challenge, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll stick on bronze after this one, then we'll have a quick bronze match, and we'll stick it on collectors as well. See if we can get some more points towards you.
Yeah, alright, that'd be nice, thanks. But, you know, we don't have to. But,
Well, Kurtz needs another game anyway, so.
alright. Well, I'll catch you guys in a bit. I'll be
Take
back.
care, sir.
I'll be back, Manning. It's not goodbye.
It's kind of a Beatles song, ain't it?
For your dark sphere, Ossar, do you use the dark matter bomb or like the unstable one?
I don't know. I haven't looked at my spec on the guy for a long time. I've watched like one video and I was like, okay, sure, that probably works.
Can't wait to see how many times I accidentally get shot because I look exactly like a Cerberus engineer.
You know it's going to be me.
Yo, you shoot me even when I'm like a Geth or something that's not even a thing.
Who's shooting me now? Oh, come on. You were right there. Come on. Come back. Come on. You know you want to. Come on. You're not coming back here. Yeah, I got him. Although it classed as a melee assault, does that still count as an over the thingy grab?
Yeah, over the cover grabs are melees.
Okay. Oh, that's not cool, random. It's looking all good on my end.
I like how unreasonable the Dark Sphere is.
Do you even really use Dark Channel with that character, or just the sphere and the bug swarms?
Dark Channel is free. If you use Dark Sphere, you can instantly use Dark Channel afterwards. And then that made
Dark Channel is, yeah, Dark Channel is great for chaining.
It is literally free.
No, guys, I'm looking at my challenges here. I almost got the collector mastery bout filled up. I didn't even know it till I'm looking at it now.
Oh, well done. We're on your way to getting the banner.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah, we can help Craig and Curtin. So.
Yeah.
I need to get the collector's captain points 3. I need to get a few more of those to fill that bar up, and Scion points 3 to get that filled up. And what do those things look like? Spiders, what they're called? Protean, or starts with a P. I need 3 points on that. I'm just gonna have that filled up.
Is there anything in the game more of like a casual badass moment than just shooting a homing grenade at an enemy who's in cover and then turning around and running away to go do it like an objective?
Yeah, I like doing that. You're never gonna melee a guardian like that.
I got my service stuff done too. Never realized that.
If you read the codex entry for the Guardians, those shields sound like absolutely amazing.
Yeah, they have to have hydraulic supports in their armor to carry it, but if they drop it, it's so heavy they actually can't pick it back up.
Wait, actually, that's unreasonable. I love it.
No, yeah, like, because the shields apparently weigh something like 850 pounds.
Kilograms.
Yeah, 850 kilograms.
I love
Big
the
difference.
ability of sci-fi to just go completely off the railings with everything.
Yeah, but the thing, there's just enough real-world science that you could, like, be like, maybe in 50 or 60 years, maybe that could be a thing.
Yeah, maybe in like 200.
What I mean is, like, Mass Effect, it's not like Star Trek where it's like 600 years in the future. It's only a couple centuries. And I mean, like,
But like Anderson said, when they found the first Prothean technology, it jumped their technology 200 years. And that's like kind of, I say, reasonable for this kind of technology. Think about it though, the Asari have had their beacon for centuries upon centuries.
Yeah, honestly, the Asari have no reason to be as underdeveloped as they are.
Yeah, they didn't do enough. They were supposed to be like the galactic powerhouse, and like when you get your yeah, Tim, that's too wide. But like when you get your galactic assets, you get all of the Asari, and it's like, you know, this ain't even like a quarter of what the Alliance has, and the Alliance just arrived on the scene 40 years ago.
Yeah, but in fairness, you get everything from the Alliance, like, and from the Asari and like every other like Milky Way alien species, you just get a few assets.
but they also everyone spends the entire game saying how all the games how humanity's a bully and they just push and they take what they want. So that could be possibly an explanation for why they have so much more, because they're just that aggressive.
Thank you.
Hey guys, just a quick question here. What is a collector's gem on the collector mastery? Is that a character I need to use to play or not?
No, it's one that you have to kill, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're like the equivalent to Marauders.
Yeah, they're the guys that spawn the swarms.
okay. I don't have none of him yet, so I was just wondering.
How you doing on like one of your weapons?
Let me see.
What's really good about the collector captains, I mean, all of those like foot soldier collectors have big heads, but the collector captains have massive ones. Very easy targets.
That's how they attract mates. At least I think that's how it works in the wild.
Well, they attract my bullets.
Well, I need an assault rifle, but I still long way to go because I don't have all the weapons yet. I need a
Oh man,
10-7
he
type.
walked right into that. Tim using his mind powers over there had engineer just walk right up into his grab.
He's using the force.
I watched it happen. The engineer walked down the ramp to Tim just sitting in cover for like 5 seconds.
Just willing him to come.
He'll be like,
Yeah, but then you try to do that to one of the troopers and they're like, no.
That reminds me of that one joke I've seen somewhere, where like somebody said, you notice how Anakin doesn't use any mind tricks in all of the films? That's showing that he doesn't have it in him to completely dominate the free will of another human being. Then another guy was like, he killed a bunch of kids!
But he did it for his love.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll hold up in court.
He killed those kids for Padme. Because love conquers all.
So how you liking that Kishok sniper rifle?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm getting a bit used to it.
Does the little scope on it throw you off like it does for me, or am I just crazy?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I got the red dot. I mean, I could do without all of the extra stuff, the extra dots, but like just the red dot being where the bullet goes, it's good. I only think I've ever used it like twice. I just couldn't get good. I don't like those delayed fired weapons.
How do you feel about the injury? I mean, like, it's kind of cool that there's a fully automatic sniper rifle, but at the same time, each bullet feels like a spitball.
Oh, I like using that guy on my Turian Saboteur. The Indra, anyways. It's actually really nice because, you know, rapid fire, I always put a rapid fire weapon on a Turian. But, you know, put a heavy barrel on the Indra, you get extra damage, armor piercing, and thermal scope if you really want. I actually put on the regular scope, see through the smoke.
And the fact that it's super light is nice, too.
It is. It's really nice, really light. You get a good ammo pool too. But you know, the point of sniper rifles is that you're aiming for the head, so the minimal damage is kind of mitigated by its, you know, rapid fire. Plus, when you give it the stability, like you're just pounding them in the face.
Yeah, you can
And
definitely
you can't grab them.
can't grab a
Can't
phantom.
grab phantoms. I wouldn't try meleeing either. Oh, you're
But did you
brave.
just see me try to win a fist fight with a Phantom?
Tim won that fight.
No, but I totally took a punch on a Phantom that was trying to
Oh,
stab
you
me.
blasted her with a shotgun. I thought Tim got her with the headbutt. The timing looked that way.
yeah, Tim should have used the hammer clothing.
I mean, just for absolute hilarity, my favorite sniper rifle is the Geth Javelin, just for what it actually is, if you read the description. But I think for practical purposes, I would probably go with the Valiant or the Black Widow.
Valiant's my personal favorite.
I like the sound the javelin makes. Zip!
Yeah, the sound the javelin makes when you fire it is like, I swear it's
Ow.
like ASMR.
Damn, you're doing an upload.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, at least you're right there.
Damn good ninjas. I try to use a sniper rifle. I'm not very good at it. Seems like it takes a long time to load.
They do. That's why you need to always be in cover when you use them, or use a infiltrator. Typically, infiltrators you want to use sniper rifles.
Unless you're playing Call of Duty, then you just run around with the lightest possible loadout ever and only use a knife.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much how I run my ED bot.
Actually, yeah, does that exist in real life? Does the United States military have a division solely dedicated to knife ninjas?
Knife ninjas.
If they do, they're not in the army. They're most likely in the Marines.
Like no guns, no armor, no nothing. Just a really big, like a 6-inch Bowie knife, and the ability to like bounce around like a rabbit.
So let me put it to you this way. I was in a pretty hardcore infantry unit in the army, and we didn't do a lot of close quarters, hand-to-hand combat. The Marines, on the other hand, do.
No, I know. I meant that jokingly. It's just hilarious when you log on to COD, and then you see there's always at least one person with the lightest possible loadout, literally bunny hopping non-stop with only ever using a knife.
Yeah, you can never shoot him, and he just runs up into your face, and as soon as he's there, you're dead.
Kinda like
That's why I stopped playing Call of Duty, like, in 2012.
It's like it's a shame Craig's gone, because we actually had this debate in one of our podcast episodes about when he was saying one of the reasons he hated Kai Lang, and it was like everyone has all this like super futuristic technology and the Reapers have laser eyes. Who the hell would use a sword? And then I did what he called, quote, the most American explanation for why Lang had a sword and everyone else had a gun. Ever. And then like if you listen to the episode, Tim laughed for about almost a minute.
I mean, if Kai Lang's bullshit plot armor shield was actually explained in the game, he could have been like a better antagonist, because like he was always talked up to be like this really competent guy, but he never really was competent or like a good fighter. But if he like just had like superior technology, that could have totally made sense for him. But no, katana using dumbass has to be the most fighter in the entire galaxy.
Yeah, but it's like a space katana. It's not a real katana. It's not like the katana you could go to like a store and spend like a couple $100 or $1,000 on. It's a super duper hi-fi science fiction tech katana.
Doesn't matter. In that Thessia fight, Kai Lang never ever got close to me. If he didn't have that gunship and his shield recharge, he'd be dead.
What difficulty did you play on? Because if you play on Insanity, you have to spend half that fight running away from him.
It's
Typically
called
do play on hardcore. I've tried an Insanity run. The only thing that I ever really had to repeat was like the part right before that with all the freaking harvesters. That part I had to retry a couple of times. The one with the death primes when you go up the elevator. And the very end when you're trying to launch the last missile, you're waiting for the Reaper to get close enough.
Ah. Never
you
mind.
could be like, you could always be like Indiana Jones when those guys come up with your sword, just pull your gun out and shoot them.
Exactly.
Ironically, I think the hardest part, like, as I've completed all 3 of the trilogy on Insanity, and the hardest part of the 3rd game was honestly the mission to rescue the Primarch, because by that point you're so low leveled and you only have like the basic starter weapons. It's just the most 95% of the mission is fine, but when you actually have to do that assault on the camp, like good luck trying to fight like 5 Ravagers and 4 Brutes with like a Shuriken and maybe an Avenger.
Really, I found that unreasonably easy. I mean, I used the collector particle rifle, but still, it was pretty easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you
if
cheated
I
the DLC gun.
no, I mean, I could probably do it with the Facetin. I actually
I don't
played
think
a hardcore match or a hardcore playthrough with just the Facetin.
I don't think you get the Facetin that early though. Do you? Do you get it on Monet or do you get it somewhere else?
Oh, I
You
think you get it on
get it on-
Tachanka.
Yeah, you get it on Tachanka when you're doing the mission where the Turians crashed.
Yeah, so again, unless you're doing a new game plus, you're not going to have it when it's your first time doing Mass Effect 3, or if you're just doing a new Mass Effect 3.
Well, I play normal on a new character. Second playthrough hardcore is fine.
No, but I'm saying on Insanity, if you just have like a Mantis, an Avenger, and a Shuriken, good luck trying to kill half a dozen Brutes and 10 Ravagers with
Well,
guns
I'm
that
not
shoot
that nuts.
EV pellets.
I'm not that nuts trying to do a insanity run on a new character. I gotta have at least one playthrough if I'm gonna try an insanity run.
I'm currently on an insanity run, but I kinda quit because I hate the abduction sequence in Mass Effect 2, and I really don't want to do it, and I'm not doing it. So until I'm finding a mod that can do it for me, I'm just not playing Mass Effect 2 anymore.
My all-time favorite moment of Mass Effect 2 is when you go to the council and then they're like, "You're a terrorist, but we're gonna let you be a Spectre again, but just stay over in the terminus. But it'll be a show of support." And then you tell them to basically just f off, and that the elusive man is right, and tell them to take their offer and shove it. It's like the most cathartic, amazing feeling when just to tell them to, like, after all they put you through in the first game, telling them to just f off and that you don't need them is so amazing.
See, that's why I let the council die in the first game. So I don't have an issue with the second council.
No, that's like I save them in the first game sometimes just so I can yell at them in the second. It's like I mentioned in the other podcast episode, I've softened towards her a great deal over the years, but there was a time where I used to save Ashley in 1 just so I could kill her in 3 because the nuke was too good for her. I wanted to physically be able to shoot her.
Wow. Rude.
That's what I did too.
And then
I didn't
also
have-
letting... Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say letting Caden die in 1 is good too, because then you don't have to sit through 500 conversations about his parents' house on the water in Vancouver.
Do you not want to hear
Caden.
about Canadian steak?
I will admit, he did have one line in the Citadel DLC that did make me laugh when he cooks you dinner, and then Shepard's like, "What are we having?" And he's like, "Well, let's see. We have beef, we have bacon, we have beer. These are the foods of my people."
But is it bacon or Canadian bacon?
I'm assuming it's Canadian bacon.
Well, that's heresy.
I know, but I'll take it.
I'll take the pork belly, thanks.
Oh, I know. That's like the greatest line, ironically, also in the same DLC, is if you have Zaid there. He'll say, I forget exactly what he says, but the morning after the party, he'll say, "I saved you 3 strips of bacon because I figured it would help make up for all the times you saved mine."
I put bacon on my pizza.
Yeah, he even says not that Turian crap.
No, I believe he calls it dextro and then the S word.
I think Craig must be playing another game.
Zaid is that guy that it's like he should kind of grate at my paragonness, but he's also a necessary evil. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna help you freaking kill this guy. I'm gonna ignore these people and let him burn. But you better be freaking worth it, and he is.
Just this once, I am abandoning the innocents, but then you gotta behave.
To be fair, if you actually watch that cutscene, okay, first of all, I'm assuming that everyone working in that factory is between, what would you say, the ages of like 18 and 50, maybe? And they're all probably, if they're working in a factory, at least in moderately decent shape, because you can't just be like a fat person working that kind of job. And then when you actually look at the perspective from the guy when he's looking down at Zaid and Shepard and whoever else is with you, that drop looks to be about 20, maybe 25 feet. I'm like, you're going to roll your ankle or possibly sprain something, but unless you land on your head, everyone is walking away from that drop.
So in the medical world, any fall over 15 feet is considered a significant fall, and that means injury is not only possible, it's highly likely.
It's 3 times your height, I believe. And
15
still, again,
feet.
okay, well, whatever it is. I'm just saying, yes, you're going to hurt yourself, but if my option is jumping out of a second-story window or just sitting down and letting myself burn to death, I'm going to jump out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find some other way out rather than burn to death, for sure. I'd rather take fall injuries than burn to death.
Yeah, like if I f up my knee or like sprain something or break my ankle, that's fine. I mean, like in real life, I can get that. Like I've broken my ankle severely to the point that I needed 2 surgeries, and I was back on my feet in like 3 months. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's way preferable to burning to death.
Broken ankles are not fun, huh?
No, they are not enjoyable.
Oh, sorry,
came
Craig. I
very
thought you were.
close.
I thought you were playing another game or something. Apologies. I'm sure we can sneak another bronze match in if you. I did invite you, Craig, and then I didn't hear anything from you. So
I hear collectors.
it's a bronze match. It'll only be a few minutes, and then we'll bring you in.
Mission accomplished. Enemy is still active. Stay alert. Enemies inbound.
Didn't even see anybody.
That's my favorite thing about bronze matches is half of the rounds you literally don't even see enemies.
I just ran around the whole
Well,
map.
they didn't get out of the spawn point. I kept them all running around in circles there.
I was trying to get you, Manny.
No, but you see what I mean, though? Like, Chris, like, look at this character's sword. It's not just a katana. It literally has a super-duper visible electric charge and literally explodes with fire when you swing it. That's not like a standard sword.
Yeah, but Kai Lang doesn't have that. He just has a regular sword. He is a dumbass.
Did you know Kai Lang, apparently in the original, or at least like the beta or alpha, or one of the builds, had the ability to instantly kill people like the Phantoms do, but apparently he was so broken, or they felt he was so broken, that they took away his instant kill ability.
Team member is hurt. Half the devices have gone dark. Stay on it.
I mean, a boss that can insta-kill is pretty silly, but I think he would have been manageable, to be honest.
Yeah, just don't let them get close. He's already proven to be somewhat of a coward under heavy fire.
You mean like the Tau in 40k? Where it's like, yeah, we suck at close combat. It's a shame you'll never get there.
See, it's the ground-based footsies that Mass Effect is known for.
Can't catch me.
But Osar, what if I had a gun that shot katanas?
Now you're talking my language.
Actually, I don't even want to think about that because Chris would probably tell me it would be illegal for some reason.
We probably would.
I don't know about bladed projectiles.
But
Yeah, so like,
imagine,
it's like the Krogan shotgun, the spike thrower. That literally says it shoots knives, not buckshot or whatever.
There is no restriction on knives, at least in my state. I can own anything I want. If I want to get a bayonet from my AR, I can.
but what if you control the swords you have with biotics, so you just have floating swords like flying at people? That would be cool. Imagine they had done that.
We don't have laws on biotics because we don't have biotic.
Or, what if you did like Adam West's character on Family Guy, and you had a gun that shot pissed off cats?
What? Now you lost me.
I miss Adam West.
Yeah, he had a crossbow that fired angry house cats.
Yeah, he was just this character that was like old and senile, just completely insane. Playing with his light bright, he doesn't have enough pegs to spell his entire name.
So
My
then he
name's not Adam Wee, is it?
And then he's like questioning, is it my actual name?
No one messes with Adam Wee.
Wasn't that the same episode where he was taken hostage and then he vomited up an inflatable life raft and then paddled away and then bumped into a wall and was like, damn it, why is there a wall here?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched some Family Guy.
If you want to feel old, Mila Kunis turns 40 this year, and when she started voicing Meg, she was 16.
God damn it. Tim, we're hacking.
Oh, sorry.
What? What'd I do?
Tim rather kill the bad guys.
He was distracting that Scion. I gotta say, that was actually helpful.
Controversial take from Diana. Caden, he's like meh. Thane's only one game pair where I romanced him, but he's still better to deal with than Ash. I like Ash.
Caden, the guy you let die in the first game because he's not a hot girl.
Well, by the first game, Ashley wasn't hot yet. Like, it took her 3 games to become that way.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't look very flattering in that bond.
I mean, her face also looks entirely different. It's so weird.
Kelly?
No, Ashley.
Yeah, Ashley looks
You'd
pretty
be
good.
surprised. People can look very different with different hairstyles. Like, I was dating a girl for a long time, and I was used to her having short, blonde hair, and then she showed up one day in a long brown wig, and I was like, who the fuck are you? Oh, I'm sorry. That just kind of came out.
I have a mod for
the odd
Mass
one is
Effect
alright,
3
though.
that puts Ashley in fishnets because it helps reduce how often I shoot her.
I have to
Poor
say, Ashley does look good on the third game.
Yeah, they really did a number on her design. Honestly, I wonder why though. I wonder why they reworked her design like so thoroughly. It's kind of
Something
People
with
didn't think she was hot enough.
I think it was more. Weren't there issues with like a new engine or something? Because I remember reading something about like the reason Kelly looks completely different in 3 than she did in 2 is because they couldn't find a way to actually make the model work.
Yes, I actually did see something about that not too long ago. Actually, didn't you share that on Discord?
Possible, but it would have been a while ago.
Because it was like sometime around when I joined this community that I saw that.
Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
I think that's the reason why Tim liked to save Ashley so he could see her again on 3.
But I'm
See,
guessing,
so-
technically speaking, she shouldn't have had long hair, being in the military. Or not
Females
down.
can have long hair. They just have to put it in a bun, just like she had. That is her original haircut, and 1 and 2 was 100% in U.S. military regs.
Hello.
Now you can mark this stream as educational. Would you look at that?
I will clear up anything about the military you guys want.
Is it true that MRE is an abbreviation for meals rejected by the enemy?
You asked this before, and I said it is a common nickname for it. Some of them are pretty good. Like I have the spaghetti and meat sauce in my truck. That was a very popular one that fights would break out over.
Weren't the chicken tacos apparently pretty good? Because I forget who it was, but I watched a YouTube channel where they tried like 10 or 12 different MREs and then rated them from best to worst. And I'm pretty sure they said the chicken tacos were at or near the top.
The chicken tacos were after my time. Never actually had them. I didn't even know they had chicken tacos until you said it. I'm kind of upset now. I missed out. I'm 100% sure. So I was in Iraq in 2005 for my first deployment. I'm pretty sure the MREs I had were from like the 90s.
Were any of them like legitimately so bad that you'd rather not eat? Because that seems to be like the gist of some, like the memes at least anyway, that people say.
There was at least 5 of them that you could not touch. The mashed potatoes, no matter what you do to them, you can't make them good. They're awful.
Hey, Mateo.
I don't know what it is about the potatoes. Like, for some reason, they just couldn't do the potatoes.
Was it because they didn't have white gravy?
The network. Grab what you can. Requisition a local server to
Or
upload.
brown
In
gravy.
So in every military base I was assigned to, they were all in the South. I was in Oklahoma, and then I was in San Antonio, Texas, and then Fort Campbell, Kentucky. So they always had biscuits, gravy, and grits as an option for breakfast.
I think calling Oklahoma the South might be a bit of a stretch. That's like the Midwest.
It's just north of Texas. It's right on the northern end of Texas. It's just
Ah,
almost like dead center U.S.
As a legitimate Southerner, we consider the South anything south of Pennsylvania and east of Texas.
All right, so that kind of falls in line because everything except for like the Panhandle is east of Texas.
Because, I mean, Florida, for example, is not the South. Actually, Florida's not even really a state. Everything north of Tampa Bay is southern Georgia, and everything south of Tampa Bay is New York City with palm trees.
Team member offline.
Oh, this mission is not going well.
Upload team member offline.
We need to kill those scions.
Squad member offline.
Did I ever mention I hate collectors?
Who doesn't?
yeah. Somebody wanted to play the collector.
Not too shabby, Mateo. Yourself?
See, that's the reason you want the sword, because you can kill multiple enemies in one melee attack.
I do that too.
Can you do that with Edie's Omni Blade? I thought you could only individually target stuff.
No, she does roundhouse kick.
Oh well, for her regular melee, I'm talking about like the charge thing where she got stabby.
So there is also, if you do this thing where you go into cover and you do that quick melee where you kind of just swing your weapon, you hit multiple enemies with that too. But no, not the heavy melees.
Also, speaking of melee, I still want someone to explain to me why an Omni Blade on an assault rifle is weightless, but an Omni Blade on a shotgun increases the weight by 50%.
Oh
Because
yeah,
assault
huh?
rifles aren't meant to go into melee.
Put it on my Death Juggernaut.
Would there be any restriction that you can think of in the U.S. military where, like, if I wanted to if I owned, like, say, a real, not a display, but an actual katana, could I have that as part of my loadout? Or would there be some kind of thing about issue with that?
The only loadout you can have for weapons is what they give you. You can't have any kind of personal weapon in a deployment.
I think the British could do that in World War II. I think there was like a Scotsman with a bow or something, like with a longbow.
Yeah, well, the British in
Proper
World War
English
II also
longbow.
got daily rum rations.
And I think he even killed a man with that thing. Unreasonable to think about. I think he even wore a kilt, but I might be mistaken on that. But imagine just this giant dude in a kilt with a longbow and everybody stands there like,
5 seconds.
oh shit.
I could get behind going into battle with a fucking kilt. Oh, I'm sorry, again.
Also, is it true, because
Too many.
I heard from someone else who used to be in the military, but he was from Arizona, so I'd be curious to know if it's any different from where you were. But he said that, like, a lot of the new recruits, like people who were like 17, 18, like right out of high school, a lot of them got military driver's licenses before they got like proper, just like normal, everyday normal people driver's licenses.
That's true. It's possible because of, how the military test is done. So I had a driver's license when I joined the military, but I couldn't drive a military vehicle until I got one of their licenses. And it's just a 20-hour course and 5 hours of driving, a 2-hour night course, and that's it. It's just like a piece of paper. So I know people, they were, their intention was to join the military. So all throughout high school, like, they were dealing with recruiters, doing things almost in the military. And so yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, still here.
But
I
like,
think
they didn't have weapons.
Okay. You want me to step out, Tim, let Greg back in, or?
No, I'll drop out.
let's get Craig in for the final game this evening.
But again, just to finish my thought on Florida, to use a New England example for you, because I know you live in New Hampshire, it's like New Jersey is also not a state. Half of it's part of New York City and half of it's part of Philadelphia.
I mean, in reality, you're right. On paper, New Jersey is a state by the borders given on maps.
If I
It's
forget,
just, you know what it is? It's all about how many senators and representatives they have. That's kind of what it is.
if I forget, remind me, but I have, I don't know if you've ever actually been to New Jersey, but I have like the funniest meme to show you.
I was in New Jersey for about an hour for layover for a flight. It smelled awful just in the airport. I looked outside. I was like, this is not a place I'm ever going to visit.
weapons. Yeah, we'll stick with those.
I
Is
like
that
doing
ba-
bronze matches every now and then because I can do matches and make money and not have to use any consumables.
Yeah, and it's also fun. Like if you're doing it solo, you can basically use any character. Whereas if you're soloing, even as much as silver, you generally want to like pick something that you're really comfortable with.
There's still a few classes I can't solo bronze with. It's just not my playstyle.
I'm guessing all of the Volus and then possibly the female Corians.
I mean, I never play Volus. I don't like it. The whole perspective is just it's disruptive to me.
It does take some getting used to, but it's also kind of cool that you can get into cover without having to crouch.
But you can't grab.
We did that one stream, didn't we? We all played Volus.
A strategic area has been compromised. We're dropping you into a hot zone. Secure the area.
Oh, at least it's not raining. Is it proximity mines? You can only have one out at a time.
Outstanding work. Enemy is still active. Stay alert.
Oh, I don't know. Someone's mic's going a bit dodgy.
Well, the thing, if you build the Krogan Warlord for pure melee, one of his I forget which tree it is.
Thank you, Diana.
But there's one rank 6 ability where instead of having to get 3 melee kills to get the Blood Rage stacks, you only need to get 1 melee kill for Blood Rage stacks. So you get your stacks really quickly. The only thing you need to worry about is getting grabs. Like, you're still vulnerable to instant kills. So as long as you can avoid that, like, survivability shouldn't be a problem if everyone's melee.
The other thing with that Krogan is he has like twice the health and shields of any of the other Krogan, and he can constantly regenerate no matter what.
Yeah, he has a higher regeneration than everybody.
No, but I mean like the other Krogan, I believe unless they're enraged, can only regenerate up to their normal whatever health bar they're on. Whereas if you're the big Krogan, you can just go hide in a corner with 1 health, and 30 seconds later you'll be full again.
No, Krogan regenerate to full health.
Are you sure? Like I never play as them, but are you sure? I thought only the Warlord did.
No, I'm absolutely sure. All Krogan have the Blood Rage. It's just that you have to get melee kills in order to get it.
Yeah, but the Warlord just has that as a passive ability, is what I meant.
No, it's exactly the same for other Krogans. It all functions the same. It's just that he has more health and a higher regen rate. Vorcha have a higher regen rate than all Krogan. It's really fast. They just don't have as much health. But they also get it when you activate Bloodlust and keep it running. Any kill you get activates their Bloodlust. Or I should say, gives stacks to their Bloodlust, increasing their regen. Vorcha melee are really fun, actually.
He's not having it. Where's the target? We've got like 30 seconds left.
Ah!
Competing with Craig now for the over the counter. Oh.
Clean sweep. Well done. Enemy is regrouping. Time to reload. Bogeys incoming.
Do you know, Chris, if you have the ability like Shadow Strike, which is basically just a glorified melee attack, if you're using a pistol or submachine gun that has like a power boost on it, does that affect the damage output?
It's considered a melee. So you want melee boosts.
No, I know, I'm just saying, but it's still technically a quote-unquote power.
Yes, but for purposes of, you know, what it is, it's a melee.
Okay.
Dennis says the thing about the Krogan Warlord is that you can improve his blood rage with points.
One more and it's a wrap. One hostile remains. Well done, team.
But they're all blood rage.
Enemy is regrouping.
Yeah, I think it's their fitness, the fitness tree. So it's basically, if you want to get the most out of Krogan Blood Rage, you need to spec into melee.
Shields repaired. Systems damaged.
Tim, I notice you're running a lot more, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to take your advice. Oh, no.
Okay, so I don't know who did that. If you see somebody is grabbed by a husk, but they're about to throw them down and stomp them, let them do that, because when they stomp on their heads, they don't explode. But if you kill them like mid grab, then they pop.
Down to the last enemy. Last hostile. Some fine work, team. Enemy forces at half strength. A downed pilot jettisoned his cargo before crashing. We need that object. Find it. Good job. Get back to the evac zone.
I should play Krogan more.
You're at target.
You a Krogan now?
Extraction zone.
No, I'm a slashy sword woman.
Object has been recovered. Nice job. Some sensitive flight records were lost in this area. Find it and bring it back.
I love how fast the Raptor reloads.
Get that object back to the extraction zone.
But it's so weak.
Yeah, but it's pinpoint accurate, and it does a lot more damage than a lot of the other semi-automatic sniper rifles.
The Valiant is just as accurate. I mean, you get only 3 shots, but it does like 10 times the damage.
Yeah, but the Valiant gets 3 rounds per thermal clip, and my Raptor gets 15.
Valiant still reloads just as rapidly. I think it's the exact same reload graphic animation.
I mean, it is pretty close. If it's not, I'd have to see them side by side, but still. I like the fact that this is fully semi-auto and you don't have to recock it after every shot. So, like, if you miss, there's, like, more leeway. And I could be wrong, but I believe it's quite a bit lighter than the Valiant too.
Oh yeah, the Valiant's way heavy.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping.
That's really the only drawback I find with the Valiant is that it's so heavy.
Here they come.
What we really need is the cheese weapon, because did you know that in the campaign, the Nemesis, even though they have Raptors because it's the Cerberus gun, instead of Raptor rounds, they actually fire Widow rounds?
Squad member down.
That's why on higher difficulties, Nemesis can take you out in one shot even if you have full shields.
Oh, hold on. I think I might have been wrong. It doesn't look like the other Krogan get that health regen like you were saying. I was curious. I wanted to check. I wanted to see the difference in regeneration between the Warlord and the other Krogan, and I'm looking at the Soldier, and he doesn't. You get Rage, but what it does is it gives you damage reduction.
Top marks, team. Enemy is regrouping.
And it's the same thing as the Krogan Warlord, where melee kills, you get 3 melee kills to get Blood Rage stacks, but that gives you regeneration. Instead, the rest of the Krogan just gives you damage resistance. Which is okay also, because you have a fair amount of health. Actually, I have no points in this guy right now. He's got 1,000 shields, 750 health.
Ow.
So at rank 3 of Rage, which would be Fitness, you get 1350 shields and 1012 health. So that's pretty good. So a little bit of damage resistance is awesome. And it's 30%, so that's a third of the almost a third of the damage you're not taking.
Top marks, team. Enemy is regrouping.
Oh, it's 20%, sorry.
Here they come.
If you build into it, you can get up to 25%.
For most of the damage powers, are you more of a proponent of bigger range or more damage?
Depends on like how I want the character to fit, honestly, because so on my human soldier, his concussive shot is all force and damage because he doesn't have the weapons bonuses that the Turian does. But the Turian soldier, I have it set for more range so that I can kill all the swarmers with just one concussive shot. I'm very specific when it comes to the characters. I take in a lot of factors when it comes to the characters and weapons, how I'm going to build it, their powers. I put a lot of thought into my characters.
What about for something like the Awakened Collector, like with the Dark Sphere? Do you go dark matter where it does an astronomical amount of damage but only blows up like 10 feet? Or do you go unstable where the explosion radius is enormous but it's like just getting coughed on?
Let me see how I have it. So, all right, so I have my guys built basically just to do the dark channel with the swarmers for the chaining. So I have damage to the dark channel, faster recharge, and damage to shields and barriers, essentially for detonation. But as far as the dark sphere, I took extra damage, detonation damage over time, and damage over time. So yeah, I did damage over time, 2 ranks for the dark sphere. So,
Okay, so
my
you
whole
didn't
thing.
get your Dark Sphere all the way to level 6 then?
No, I didn't. I did the Seeker Swarm and the Dark Channel are all the way to 6. So I'm basically trying to chain explosions, which is probably why I went with the duration for the Dark Sphere, so that I had longer chances to do the Seeker Swarms and get my explosions. Because honestly, what I do is I do the Seeker Swarms and then Dark Channel and then Seeker Swarms, trying to get the detonations as many times as I can. Once the Seeker Swarms are gone, I'll throw out a Dark Spear if there are a lot of enemies, because that will give you then the cooldown for your Dark Channel.
I mean, that makes sense. It's just for me, like when I was building that character, I just wanted to make him like a ridiculous DPS monster.
Yeah.
Get yourself some distance before you pop that guy.
Sensors tell me only one left. Top marks, team. Clear. Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping. Get to the extraction zone.
Craig's,
Really quick question, and oh, sorry.
I was going to say, Craig's all lit up. I keep thinking that he's like a possessed collector. I must have shot him about 20 times.
Kind of a little bit off topic, but it happened to me recently. Do any of you? It's not a big deal, but do any of you, off the top of your heads, know when you do this map's mission in the campaign where the dude's dog tags are? Because I can literally never find them, and I always have to buy them at the Spectre office after.
Yes, I do. Do you see where Curtis just went down?
Yeah.
So it is on the other side. It's like at your side to the left of him by those boxes.
Okay. Because like I swear I've scoured every square centimeter of this map and never been able to find his dog tags.
They are kind of tricky to find if you don't know where they are, because there's not like a visible item. You're really just looking for like a little, like a hitbox, but it's a small circle. It is. It's easy to miss. So like, see where that Scion is now?
I don't see a Scion, but I trust you.
Oh, never mind. Oh, Tim's on the other side of the map. You gotta get to the extraction, man.
Uh-oh, I'm down. Thank you, thank you.
It's actually so when the mission first begins and you're going to like the first area, they indicate you see there's always an engineer dropping a turret. You get there, the fastest you get there is like as soon as that turret is coming up. It's literally like right behind and to the right, like as you're facing that engineer is where it is. It's on the ground. You'll see there are like pipes sitting there on the ground.
Okay, so it's just like a random thing strewn on the ground. It's not even in like a box or something.
Yeah, next time you play it, like look for that first turret and engineer. Go right behind them and just look around on the ground for that a little red circle, and it'll say dog tags.
Good to know.
Right. That does bring us to the end of this week's stream. Thank you ever so much to Chris, to Manning, Diana, Craig, Curtis, Orsar. Anybody else? Who else been playing? Is that it? That's it, isn't it? Yeah, thank you all you guys for the game.
Always a good time.
Yeah,
And
big fun.
thank you guys for watching. We'll be back again next week for some more Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. And there is some different kind of videos on the way. Thank you for popping in, Matea and Hollywood Guy, and I think Terry was here earlier, and everybody else has been watching but not been chatting. But thank you very much for spending your time with me. I hope to see you again next week. Take care, and have a good week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.